The Legacy Sports Network presents Greater Houston Area High School Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Texan Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram GMC Buick. We hear you. Also brought to you by Top Dog Fireworks. Say it with a boom. By Hotze Health and Wellness Center, transforming lives naturally. Challenge Office Products, answering your call for dependable service since 1988. Quick Assist, we sell your tickets fast and at the best price. Bonfire Wings, uniquely Cajun. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. And by the law offices of James Barnett and Associates, supporting high school athletics. Now, let's go to the stadium.
From Darrell Tully Stadium in Houston, Texas, this is Oak Ridge War Eagle football. Tonight, your Oak Ridge War Eagles try to get in the win column for the first time in 2025 as they take on the Stratford Spartans. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. This is Tom Franklin, and look who's back alongside today. It's the one, the only Ken Moore. How you doing, sir?
I am good, sir. I am good. Ready to start season number 25 of my high school broadcasting career. 1 week late, I understand, but I understand things were not as good as we would have liked last week.
That's because you weren't there.
And I will take the blame for that. I shot hooky last week, but I am back tonight on a Thursday in 100-degree heat because I love you, Tom Franklin.
Well, thank you so much,
and
Ken.
I love Oak Ridge.
I appreciate you, brother. Well, last week was one of those games that you want to forget in a hurry as the War Eagles fall to Klein 75-20 in the season opener. And it started out bad for the War Eagles, and it never got any better all night long. And so it's going to be interesting to see how first-year head coach Tyler Blackshear has been able to rally the troops, put them back together again, and bounce back in week number 2.
Yeah, and he mentioned to us this week, he said he didn't want to make any excuses, but they didn't know what to expect from Klein because they really didn't see Klein on tape. Because
Klein didn't have a scrimmage.
Didn't have a scrimmage, so they kind of went in blind into that ball game, and it showed. Giving up 75 points, 800 yards of total offense, something that I've never seen before in a high school game. So there's only one way to go, is up this week against Stratford, a familiar opponent. These two teams have played very close ball games the last 4 years, and we hope for another close one here tonight.
We're getting set for week number 2, first road trip of the season for your Oak Ridge War Eagles. We'll come back and we'll hear from the head coach of the Oak Ridge War Eagles, Tyler Blackshear, when our pregame show continues from Tully Stadium in Houston. This is the Oak Ridge War Eagle Football Network on ESPN. How about Legacy Sports Network?
Hello, this is Dr. Steve Hotze. Do you struggle with joint pain? Is your joint pain making your everyday activities a chore? You may have been told that surgery is your only option. God has given your body an amazing ability to heal itself. At the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, we can help your body tap into this ability, providing you with regenerative joint therapy so you can live pain-free. Call 281-698-8698 to schedule your free consultation. Imagine living pain-free without the need for joint replacement surgery. Our team at the Hotze Health and Wellness Center can offer you a natural approach to resolving your joint pain using regenerative joint therapy that promotes healing. Call the Hotze Health and Wellness Center now at 281-698-8698 to schedule your free consultation. That's 281-698-8698. Say goodbye to joint pain and get your life back. 281-698-8698.
There are only 2 names to know when buying or selling commercial or residential real estate property. Kim Walt and Danette Watuski in Houston with RE/MAX Results are those 2 names. As part of RE/MAX Results, Kim Walt and Danette Watuski make your transaction smooth. RE/MAX Results. #WantToMove. Congratulates all local high school athletes. Their phone number is 713-777-SOLD.
Back into Tully Stadium tonight for week number 2 of the Oak Ridge War Eagles football season. Tonight, the War Eagles on the road for the first time, taking on the Stratford Spartans. We sit down and talk with head coach Tyler Blackshear, and
Coach, last week did not go the way you wanted to. What I want to know is as you're watching the game evolve on the sideline, what's going through your mind?
Well, what was going through my mind is that I wanted our kids to stay engaged and to stay locked in, because what they didn't understand is they were seeing, a bunch of bad plays happening. But what they really didn't understand is that we were about 7 or 8 plays away from keeping that a close and competitive ball game. And so as I was going through it, I was thinking about, okay, as we approach this next week of practice, how can we put them in better situations so that way they can be more productive? And I think we've done that this week. And so they feel a little more confident kind of going into this week. And it'll be a great road test. We haven't been on the road, truly on the road, since our College Station scrimmage. And even then we had some learning curves that we had to go through on that road trip. And so everything's been a little more efficient today. So I'm excited to see how we come out here and play.
Which is easier to rebound from, a lopsided loss or a game that goes right down to the wire and you lose at the end?
Definitely a lopsided loss. The one that comes right down to the end, you look up and go, well, there's a few mistakes, but the lopsided loss, you can pinpoint a bunch of things and easy to see things that need to be worked on. And it's one of those that you kind of look at it and you go, okay, well, we're going to clean up the things that we can work on, and then from there, we're going to put that game away and go back to work. And so I've been a part of both, and one stings a lot more than the other one does. And I'll say this one hurt, but it also taught us a lot. And so the kids are fired up and they're ready to go play.
What are some of the areas you really want to see your team work on this week and work on in the ballgame?
Yeah, so this week I want to see us be more efficient on offense and defense. We left a bunch of opportunities on the football field on both sides of the ball. Last week we went 2 for 19 on power downs as a defense, and you look up and a couple of those opportunities, if we find a way to get off the football field, we have the offense in perfect position to go score. And so on the offensive side, same thing, find a way to keep drives alive so that way we can play more complementary football. At the end of the day, we didn't play complementary football. When we were able to get a stop, we didn't do anything with it, and then when we scored a touchdown, we weren't able to get a stop. And so not being able to play complementary football is what killed us at the end of it. But that's what I'm hoping that we'll get a chance to do today, is get out there, and when the defense isn't producing, the offense is picking us up. When the offense isn't producing, the defense is picking us up, and just looking after each other in that regard.
When you went back and looked at the film, were there any guys who said, this guy really played a pretty good ball game despite what the scoreboard said?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you know, Klein had Nicholas Robertson, the Texas commit, playing center. And so our nose, our D tackle, Chase Leonard, had a heck of a ball game. He ended up with 7 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and several assist tackles from the interior, and that's hard to do, very hard to do. And so he was unblockable, and he did a great job. Obviously, from there, they tried to run the ball outside, and Finn Walker ended up being the next leading tackler, also with about 7 tackles and a tackle for a loss. And so those 2 guys played extremely well. Abel Perez played extremely well as the left tackle. They ended up moving their defensive end that they wanted over there to the other side, and so he held it down really well. In addition to Drayton Irbe, kind of had a coming out party a little bit towards the end of the game. And so we're looking for them to start the game out, like how we ended the game on Friday night. And if we can do that, we'll be really happy with what happens tonight.
All right, give us a couple of keys to victory and we'll let you go.
Yeah, so the keys to victory, I think with a young quarterback that they have on the offensive side of the ball, I think we need to get after him a little bit and make them uncomfortable. And so that's what we're going to look to do. Another key to victory for us is establishing the running game. If we can establish the running game, they base out of a cover 3 shell right now. Those guys will be chomping at the bit right now to flow up there, and then we can hopefully take the top off them with our explosive receivers. So we want to run the ball right now. We want to play good defense and then get up on them early and make them have to play from behind.
Those are the thoughts of Oak Ridge head coach Tyler Blackshear. We'll continue with our pregame activities and get you set for the opening kickoff right after this timeout.
Hello, I'm Dr. Steve Hotze. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you fed up with your doctor giving you drugs simply to mask your symptoms rather than treating the cause? As you age, I believe you should be brimming with energy, vitality, and enthusiasm for life. The Hotze Health and Wellness Center treats individuals from all over the country and world in an environment of extraordinary hospitality. We specialize in the treatment of allergies, yeast, replenishing natural hormones, vitamin and mineral supplementation, and a healthy eating lifestyle, all of which boost your immune system, increase your energy level, and your health span. If you'd like to obtain and maintain health and wellness naturally without pharmaceutical drugs, then contact one of our wellness consultants today at 281-698-8698 or visit HotzeHWC.com and request a free copy of my best-selling book, Hormones, Health, and Happiness.
And we bring it back inside Tully Stadium in Houston for your Oak Ridge War Eagles taking on the Stratford Spartans. War Eagles just now taking the field Still waiting for Stratford to come out. They're just now coming out of the locker room, and they're looking Baylor-ish, Ken.
Yeah.
They've got the bright gold pants and gold jerseys, and those helmets are very, very shiny.
Yeah, the shiny red helmets, the green numerals. So true Stratford, and they're all gold tonight against the War Eagles, who are going to be in their all white. And I think both teams wanted to go as light as possible. If they both could have dressed in all white tonight, I think they would have, considering the temperatures down on the field. Probably a little over 100 degrees at kickoff. So, yeah, we got the all gold against the all white here tonight.
Well, there's no question about that. And I guess the one good part that Coach and I talked about when we were talking on the sidelines before doing his pregame interview is that you didn't have a whole lot of time to let this stew, that 75-20 beating that you took at the hands of Klein. You didn't have time because not only do you have to get back up and play in week number 2, but you're playing on a Thursday night as opposed to Friday night, so it's one less day, so you got to get right after the new game prep right away.
Yeah, and that does help, especially for both teams, because we hadn't really talked about Stratford. They had a tough loss last week to Tomball as well.
A very good Tomball team.
Yes, absolutely, 43-6. So both teams come in kind of licking their wounds, and a short week will definitely help both ball clubs here tonight.
Appears as though we're getting ready for the national anthem. We've got one of the football players as part of the little choir that's on the field. It is Ford Polly, their senior offensive tackle, and he's part of the little choir that's going to sing the national anthem. So we'll pause, and we will let you enjoy the national anthem played here.
Some of the students from the American Sign Language class at Stratford High School in singing our national anthem.
Nice job done by the choir from Stratford High School, getting us ready for tonight's ball game, week number 2. The Oak Ridge War Eagles taking on the Stratford Spartans. The final tune-up before district play begins next week. The War Eagles on the road again next Friday night as they will go to Cleveland to take on the Indians. And no, it's not the Cleveland Indians from Major League Baseball. It's the Cleveland Indians from Cleveland, Texas, the high school up there.
Yes, we made that trip a couple of times, and very unique.
It is. It's
stadium there.
It's a different kind of experience. It's funny because that's one of the areas now that various areas in the greater Houston area have exploded from time to time. That's one of the areas that's taken off because their enrollment there at Cleveland High School is off the charts.
Yeah, very much increasing with New Caney out there, and, everyone wants to keep going north. So Cleveland, trying to get it together in their athletic program, but
new head coach this year.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to go out there. But first things first, this series has been very, very interesting. As Ken mentioned, I believe this is the 5th or 6th year in a row that these teams have collided, and the games have usually been pretty tight.
Yeah. Tight ball games every year between these ball clubs. Usually comes down to a play or two late in the fourth quarter, and a great tune-up for both of these teams as they get ready to go into district play. So kind of become a little bit of a rivalry here between Oak Ridge and Stratford.
Yeah, there was a great relationship between Mark Schmid, the former War Eagles coach who retired at the end of last season, and Todd Rankin, the head coach at Stratford. It'd be interesting to see if Tyler Blackledge will continue it.
Yeah, absolutely. You would think he would, especially the way these two programs have a lot of respect for each other and the competition that they have. And it's typically two very well-matched teams. So, when you're playing these non-district games, you want to try to play an opponent that's similar to you in physicality. You don't want to play someone way below your level or way above your level. You want someone kind of on
somebody
your level.
who has a scheme that you're going to see at some point in time during the season.
Yeah.
So the War Eagles have won the coin toss, have elected to receive. They will defend the north end zone to the right. And Stratford will kick off from the south 40-yard line to your left. Again, as Ken mentioned to you, all gold tonight for Stratford. Gold jerseys, gold pants, green numerals, and green helmets. For the War Eagles, all white. White jerseys, white pants, white helmets with the trim in red and a little bit of blue.
Yep, game time temperatures 98 degrees.
Is that all?
Feels like 100 on the field.
Probably 10 degrees at least warmer than that.
No chance of rain tonight, so it's going to be a hot one. Guys are going to have to be ready. They're going to have to be hydrated. That's going to be very important tonight. Coach last week talked about the fatigue factor late in the ball game for his War Eagles. That is definitely going to be something that we keep an eye on here tonight as we look for a lot of rotations, especially among those linemen, getting them in and out and trying to keep them hydrated.
Andrew Lumpkin will kick off for Stratford. He's walking it off like he's going to kick it deep. So if he does, you got James Scott on the near hash mark and Jalen Barnes on the far hash mark. So we're just about ready for action here at Tully Stadium. Lumpkin approaches and sends the ball on its way. Scott backpedals to the 3-yard line and will take it right up the middle. The 15, breaking outside, near sideline, 20, 25, 30, 35, will be taken off his feet, and he'll dive forward close to the 35-yard line. Special teams tackle made by somebody who's not on the depth chart, number 80 for the Stratford Spartans, but he gets the special teams tackle, and the War Eagles will go to scrimmage 1st and 10. They get things underway from the 39-yard line.
36-yard return.
A real good field position for Urbe, who will bring the offense out.
Drayton Urbe, the senior, 5 of 6 passing last week, but only for 34 yards. He rushed it for 60 yards.
He had 3 touchdowns on the ground last week.
You got 2 Irish formations on either side of the formation on first down. Urbe swings it out for Scott at the 40, trying to jitterbug his way away from defenders. Cannot get away, but he does drive forward and pick up about 4 yards to about the 43-yard line. Jonathan Joseph on the stop. That's going to be a matchup to watch tonight. James Scott against Jonathan Joseph, the son of the former Houston Texans defensive back, J. Joe and J. Joe Jr.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting as we see Jonathan Joseph right now as he is trailing James Scott. He was over here on the short side of the field. Now he trails him over to the far side of the field on this second down play.
On 2nd and 7, empty backfield. Urbe pulls it down, going to run. Breaks to his right, now stays behind the line of scrimmage, throws it forward, has his man up at the 45 in Stratford territory, and diving forward to the 44 and maybe the 43-yard line. And it's complete.
Jonathan Joseph on the stop.
And the catch made there by James Scarr. Joseph on the stop once again, coming off of his man, but the gain is to the 44-yard line in Stratford territory. That's a pickup of 14 yards.
Great patience by Urbe on that play.
Whistles before this first down snap, going to get a false start against the War Eagles. It's the left guard, Cam Rucker.
You get a couple of really good plays on 1st and 2nd down. You get into Stratford territory. then you have a pre-snap penalty. Now you're in 1st and long. Those are the things that you do not want to happen.
Now it's 1st and 15 from the Stratford 49. Flags down again. Going to be a run for Irbe. Tried to hurdle the defender. Goes down at the 45-yard line. Oh, man. Coming up to try and make the tackle on that play was Jackson Holes. Got him off balance. It's a gain of 4, but see what the penalty marker is. And I'm thinking if it's just a 5-yard penalty against Stratford, if I'm Tyler Blackshear, I take those 5 yards and keep the down at first.
Yep.
Wait for the call here. Oh. Oh, didn't have 7 men at the line of scrimmage, only had 6. So back-to-back 5-yard penalties puts the ball back into the Oak Ridge 46-yard line, and now it's 1st and 20, and that's exactly what you don't want to do at any point in the ball game, Kim, but especially on your first drive.
Yeah, absolutely. You want your first drive to be clean.
In trouble is Irbe, throwing out of the run. Finds Tyler Brayboy across midfield at the 48-yard line, tackled there. Brayboy got we got a flag down in the Stratford backfield. Luke Temez made the tackle.
Now this may be against Stratford.
Maybe a defensive holding call.
Yeah, could be a free first down.
The War Eagles would definitely accept that. Jonathan Joseph Jr. Face mask, I guess, got tied up with James Scott outside. So you get the short gain plus the personal foul, and suddenly the ball is at the Stratford 33. So a 21-yard pickup on that play when you consider the gain on the pass completion and the 15-yard personal foul.
Well, that'll make up for those 2 5-yard penalties and then some.
Irbe throws in the flat. It was going to be a double pass. He was going for James Scott, and Scott was going to launch it down the field, and the ball went right through his hands to the sidelines.
And I tell you what happened. What probably happened, Tom. He's looking right into the sun.
Yep.
You know what?
It is vicious here
I
right
remember
now.
Jimmy Johnson talking about how he would call plays depending on where the sun was setting in a particular stadium. You would probably want to run that play to the opposite side of the field right now because the sun is very bright here on the road sideline, which is where that pass was coming.
2nd down and 10 from the Stratford 33. Irbe gets a snap. Going to be a running play, and this is Pruitt. He breaks free at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Ethan Pruitt, who had a really good 4th quarter last week. 4 rushes for 35 yards, goes 33 to the house here and puts the War Eagles on top by a score of 6-0.
Well, it was a great job by that offensive line between guard and center. And once Pruitt got to the 2nd level, that was not a Spartan in sight. And it was an easy stroll into the end zone for 6.
Ixon Radish Beetle will try the point after. Low snap. They get it up, and he puts the kick up and through. And we've played 1 minute and 43 seconds here at Tully Stadium. And your Oak Ridge War Eagles are broken on top by a score of 7-0. Oak Ridge War Eagle football continues on the Legacy Sports Network after this.
To be a mentor, you don't have to have some special talent. That's why we're having some real-life mentors sing for us. Hit it, guys.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Thanks, that was awful. So remember, to mentor a child, you don't have to be perfect.
Row, row, row your...
Please stop. You just have to call Save the Children toll-free at 1-877-BA-MENTOR.
A message brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
Oak Ridge War Eagles go 5 plays, 61 yards, and put the first touchdown on the board on a 33-yard run from Ethan Pruitt. Point after is good, and the War Eagles lead it by a score of 7-0. And you know the best Mexican food in spring is at El Portal in Oakhurst. El Portal has delicious enchiladas, tacos, and mouth-watering fajitas, as well as all of your Tex-Mex favorites. Come by Tuesday through Sunday to El Portal Mexican Grill.
And that was a great job by Oak Ridge overcoming a pair of penalties. Got a big penalty against Stratford to set up that touchdown run.
Bounding kickoff for the War Eagles, and another guy who's not on the roster, number 82, fielded it short, slid to a stop, and Stratford will scrimmage 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Running the offense for the Spartans is Gavin Guzman, a 5'11 senior. Last week completed 50% of his passes, 15 to 30 for 119 yards and 1 interception. And the Spartans will go with a slot to the near side, 1 receiver far side, an H-back and a running back. Running play on 1st down and going over left guard, driving forward out to the 40-yard line. Tough run there is Davis Kendall, senior running back who had 13 carries for 64 last week against Tomball, and he picks up 7.
Well, I'm sure Davis Kendall, when he looked at the film and he looked at what type of yardage Oak Ridge gave up last week against Klein, he had to be licking his chops to go up against this War Eagle defense. We'll see if they can shut him down.
On 2nd and 3, swing it out to Kendall. At the 40, he'll be tackled right near the 1st down marker. Tackle made in the secondary by Christopher Salem. Depends on the spot of the football.
Christopher Salem on the stop.
They're going to move the chains, says the line judge. They move those chains forward. He got 3. That's what he needed. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
At their 43.
Now, we were talking about the close games in this series. Last year was the one game that was not close, as Stratford won 66-28 in this ball game.
That back at Woodforest Bank Stadium. Kendall this time is stuffed in the backfield. A loss of 1, maybe 2. Great penetration early in the secondary by Elijah Burton. He was the first one there. Finn Walker also helping out. A loss of 1 back to the 42.
Yeah, Coach Blackshire talked about how he was happy with his performance of the front 4 last week. Said they needed more help from the back 7. Great job on that 1st down play.
4-man front here on 2nd down and 11 from the Stratford 42. Guzman calls him set. Man goes in motion from right to left, now stops. Comes back near side. Fake it to Kendall. Guzman's going to run to the right side. Stiff arms the man, got nailed and pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Coming up was Jaden Barnes to make the big hit. They'll spot him at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 and leave Stratford with a 3rd down and 8.
And these are the big plays that Coach was talking about in the pregame show. These 3rd and long situations where you have a chance to get off the field, get the ball back to your offense. Pretty big play here midway through the 1st quarter.
Got 3 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom. Kendall goes in motion out to the left. Guzman's going to go quarterback draw. He's got running room to midfield and tackled past the 1st down marker. He'll get it to the 46-yard line in Oak Ridge territory, and that'll be enough to move the sticks. Antonio Terry came up from the safety spot, but couldn't stop him from getting the 1st down.
Well, that was a great call by offensive coordinator Brad Boland. Just called a quarterback draw, and it was an over pursuit by Kennedy that time as he ran just past the quarterback, who was able to just step inside of him and pick up the 1st down.
On 1st down, give it to Kendall, trying to go outside to the left. He's in trouble, breaks 1 tackle, stiff arms another man, and dives forward inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line before he goes down. Aiden Colada making the tackle, one of the safeties.
It was good inside penetration that time by the defensive tackle, Arnaud Aboa. That forced the running back to bounce it outside, but Kendall with good speed, good power, able to turn it into a positive gain.
2nd down and 7 for Stratford. Guzman wants to throw a short pass, has his man inside the 40, still on his feet trying to get away and cannot. Will go down right near the 1st down yardage at the 36-yard line. Jaden Matthews on the reception, Christopher Salem on the stop, and they say that's enough to move the sticks at the 36-yard line.
Gavin Guzman, Coach Todd Rankin says he's a field general. He did really good at the JV level. So he was one of the quarterbacks that stuck it out all 4 years. He's a really good athlete. He just has to settle down. He's looked pretty good so far on this drive.
1st and 10 for Stratford, trailing 7-0 here in the first quarter. Low toss to the outside, incomplete at the 32-yard line. Just going to be a quick little hook pass on the outside for T.J. Robinson, but the ball was underthrown by Guzman.
Yeah, kind of the first inaccurate throw by Guzman so far on this drive. Just kind of one-hopped it out there to the receiver in the flat.
Robinson will go to the top of the formation this time with White in the slot. 2 receivers here at the bottom with Kendall to his left shoulder on 2nd down and 10. Guzman quarterback draw, going to go right up the middle he goes. Bounces off one tackler, ball comes loose. Oak Ridge may have it at the 28-yard line. No, they say that it stays with Stratford. Boy, the War Eagles had a chance to get that as the pop on Guzman got the ball loose at the 28-yard line, but Stratford able to recover.
Wow, that was a great opportunity for the War Eagle defense, but could not get on the pigskin quick enough.
So now it's 3rd down and 2. This could be 4-down territory for Stratford. Guzman gets the snap, hands to Kendall. Kendall driving forward. He's going to be short. He's only going to get a yard to the 27-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 1. Last man up off the pile. Antonio Perry blitzing from the safety spot to shoot the gap, and now it's going to be 4th and 1 for Stratford.
Yeah, they also had Christopher Salem coming off the edge as well, who was able to get an ankle to kind of slow down Kendall going into the hole.
5.5 left here in the first quarter. 7-0 Oak Ridge. 4th and 1 for Stratford. Tight formation. Kendall goes out of the formation. Quarterback sneak and powering up the right guard spot across the 25. Well, they'll put him down at the 25. Is the quarterback, Gavin Guzman. That's enough for a 1st and 10 and keep the drive alive for Stratford.
Yeah, he got a major push from that offensive line. Almost looked like a tush push, if you will, as they were able to pick up about 2 or 3 yards on that quarterback sneak.
This will be the 12th play of the drive. 11 of the 12 have been on the ground for Stratford. They're at the Oak Ridge 25-yard line, 1st and 10. New running back is Dylan Faulkner now. He'll be at the right shoulder of Guzman. Guzman gets the snap. He wants to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Going up the left sideline to the 25, to the 20, 15, to the 10. Tight roping. Gets inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Boy, did he do a great job of keeping his feet in bounds, and he'll be down at the 7-yard line.
Low.
TJ Teague finally made the tackle, but not before. Guzman picked up 18.
I was going to say a little Fred Astaire tap dance on the outside, but I'm not sure the kids would know what I'm talking about, so I'll say a little Chris Brown action over there on the far sideline.
If you say so. You know better than I do. I would have gone with Astaire, but so now it's 1st and goal for Stratford from the 7. Quarterback draw for Guzman. He goes over the right side trying to break free, cannot get away. Good stop at the line of scrimmage, and putting him down was Duba Majeka. Majeka would not let him go. Maybe a gain of 1. Yeah, they're getting progress to the 6, so it'll be 2nd and goal from there.
Great job by Jeckham, grabbing him on the lower extremity and wouldn't let him go, and just had to wait for a couple of teammates to get there and wrap him up.
Got 2 receivers to the bottom of the formation. Robinson to the top. Guzman going to give the ball, sweeping left side, going in, untouched for the touchdown is Davis Kendall. And Kendall makes it a 7-6 ball game. Spartans with a lengthy drive, 72 yards, and really took the time off the clock. That's about an 8.5-minute drive.
Yeah, they showed a lot of patience on that drive. Very good play calling by the offensive coordinator, Brad Boland, mixing up the quarterback draws and the outside runs. Really kept the Oak Ridge defense on their heels.
Now Lumpkin to try the point after to try the ball game. Good snap and hold. Low kick, but the kick goes up and through the uprights. And so with 3:45 to play here in period number 1 at Tully Stadium, Our new score is Oak Ridge 7, Stratford 7. This is Oak Ridge War Eagle football on the Legacy Sports Network.
Time to buy, sell, or lease residential or commercial property? Kim Walt and Danette Watuski with RE/MAX Results will help make it a smooth transaction. Their customers deserve and will receive the finest service ever offered by any real estate agents. RE/MAX Results. #Real Estate Pros. Like Kim Walt says, your home, your future, our commitment. Their phone number is 713-777-SOLD.
Back here at Tully Stadium, our new score is 7-7 as the Stratford Spartans take their first possession. 72 yards in 14 plays, 12 of them on the ground. A 6-yard touchdown run for Davis Kendall ties it at 7-7.
Yeah, Tom, 6 minutes, over 6.5 minutes off the clock on that drive, and they did an excellent job. Oak Ridge, they tried to go bend but don't break. But after a 14-play drive in this heat, they allowed Kendall to get into the end zone.
Kick goes to James Scott at the 7-yard line, going from the near sideline to the far sideline. Broke one tackle, but cannot get away as help comes and takes him down at the 17-yard line. So Scott trying to make something happen on special teams. Can't get it too far forward this time. So the War Eagles will start inside their own 20 the second time they have the ball.
Now, on the first drive, we were able to start at our own 39-yard line, got across midfield, had a couple of pre-snap penalties, but then Jonathan Joseph on the defensive side with a 15-yard face mask was able to set up the War Eagles inside the 35-yard line, and they were able to get that 33-yard score from Pruitt. Now they start 1st and 10 inside their own 20.
Two receivers will go to either side for Drayton Urbe on this 1st and 10 situation. Pruitt to his left. Urbe picks up the snap. He's in trouble. He's going to go down. Sack coming at the 14-yard line, leading the charge. Number 99, Callan Kirk, making the stop.
Colin Kirk.
A loss of 3 back to the 14-yard line.
Loss of 3 on the play. Makes it a 2nd down and 13 for the War Eagles.
Puts Oak Ridge in a 2nd and long formation for the 14-yard line. Imagine there'll be a spread formation again. 2 receivers to either side. And Pruitt on the left shoulder. See if the offensive line can block the front 4 this time. Urbe rolling slightly left, throwing on the near sideline. Making the catch was Unterfinger. He didn't have a knee on the ground. He got down low, kept his knee off the ground, and it kind of stunned the secondary, and he was able to take it up the sideline to the 31-yard line for 1st and 10. Great play by Logan Unterfinger.
I thought he was down because the throw was low, but apparently he was able to keep that knee and shin up, turn it upfield for a really big gain.
Gain of 17 to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge from there. Tie ball game 7-7 here late in the first quarter. Urbe gets a snap, gives to Pruitt. Some running room up the middle, and he'll get forward. Ball came out at they're going to say he was down at the 35-yard line. So Pruitt will pick up 4. Making the stop was Dylan Ward, senior linebacker for the Spartans.
James Scott and the tight end Titus Bramboy, they lined up wide to begin the play. Then they came inside before the snap. Got a really good block from the tight end Bramboy to allow Pruitt to get that nice inside gain.
2 receivers to either side. Pruitt shifts to the left shoulder on 2nd down and 6. Ball at the Oak Ridge 35. Now Pruitt goes to the right shoulder. Now comes in motion left, and it's going to be a quarterback draw for Urbe. Stuttersepp lowers his shoulder, gets out to the 40-yard line. He's going to be just shy of the 1st down before he was taken down there. Tackle made by Jax Blundell, but not before Urbe picks up 5 more.
Got a nice block from the backup right tackle, Talu Oketara, who's playing tonight in place of Terrence Denson, who is out this week. So a good block there on that 2nd down quarterback run.
So now it's 3rd down and 1 for the War Eagles. Down to 1:20 left here in the opening quarter. Urbe looking to sideline, maybe changing the play call. Gets a snap. He's going to try and run it himself. Eludes one defender, dives forward, but he's not going to make it. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage at the 40, but that's all. They'll put him down there. Thomas Turner making the stop. War Eagles are going to face 4th down.
No gain on the play.
A full yard to go.
Big decision here.
Clock moving. 48 seconds and counting.
Coach Blackshire, they may try to draw him offside.
15 seconds on the play clock.
He may just run it down and call a timeout. Got a couple of options here.
Everybody goes up the line of scrimmage. Make sure everybody's set. Play clock at 5, at 4, at 3, at 2, at 1. And now timeout as the clock gets down to 1. Called by Tyler Blacksher with 27 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Well, big moment early in the ball game here, Ken.
Yeah, I mean, both offenses able to move the football on their opening possessions. So now the question is, do you want to play the field position game, put your defense back on the field and hope they can get a stop, or do you have enough confidence in this offensive line where you can pick up 1 yard?
We want to remind you that Texan GMC Buick has the best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans in the greater Houston area. They also have a state-of-the-art service facility, and now they'll even come to you. Texan GMC Buick offers mobile service and valet pickup. Shop or schedule an appointment at TexanGM.com. Texan GMC Buick, where we hear you.
Whatever I do here, I want it to be a quick hitter.
Yes.
I don't want to be messing around in the backfield. Just hit it and go.
Pruitt to the left shoulder of Irbe. He's got the handoff. He's hitting the backfield trying to get free, and he cannot. Swarmed under by the defensive front for the Stratford Spartans. They hold Pruitt for a 2-yard loss back at the 38-yard line. And Stratford's going to get the ball in great field position with 18 seconds left here in the opening quarter in a 7-7 ball game.
Well, that's on the offensive line.
Yep.
Because that was just great. Too many gold jerseys in the backfield at the point of attack. Once Pruitt got the football, he had nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and he loses 2 yards on the play, and that could be a huge factor here in this first half.
So Gavin Guzman brings the offense back out on the field. 1st and 10, Stratford at the Oak Ridge 38 following the turnover on downs. Guzman wants to throw down the seam. Ball caught by Jonathan Joseph. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. You'll see Joseph on both sides of the ball, and he goes from the slot, slant across the left side, wide open and coast in the end zone for a score.
Well, that was a beautiful throw by Guzman. And as you mentioned, Tom, just a deep slant, one-on-one coverage. And Joseph able to use that tremendous speed of his. And once he caught the football, just ran toward the end zone goalpost between the G and the B in Spring Branch. And he slices and dices for 6.
Lumpkin to try the point after. Out of the hold of Thomas. Ball is blocked. Recovered by Stratford, but buried at the 5-yard line, but streaking in to make the block. That's Titus Brayboy off the edge for the block. Great play on special teams, maybe to put a little momentum back on the Oak Ridge sideline, Ken.
Yeah, that's a huge play. Could be a huge momentum swing. You never know at the end of the game how those missed extra points will come back to bite a team. So a good job by the Oak Ridge special teams after that quick strike score after the turnover on downs.
It was one play, 38 yards, a touchdown pass from Guzman to Joseph. Took all of 7 seconds to get done for Stratford. We want to thank some more of our sponsors that make Oak Ridge War Eagle football available to you here in 2025. The folks at BJ's Restaurant, Petroleum Materials, Republic Grill, and Andy's Cleaners. Thank you all very much for contributing to making Oak Ridge War Eagle football possible for the fans who can't get out to the stadium week in and week out. Well, let's see if a little life can be pumped back into the War Eagles by that special teams play. Lumpkin will kick it off from the X right in the middle. Scott's on the near side. Barnes on the far side. They've been kicking towards Scott. Let's see what Lumpkin does here. And it'll be Scott backpedaling to the goal line. He's going to bring it out to the end zone. To the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Tightrope, big 25. No, they say he went out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
Oh.
He almost got away with it.
On the return.
Man, I thought he was gone.
Hudson Good runs him out of bounds.
Got a toe on the sideline at the 22.
Return of 22 yards.
So the ball will be at the 22-yard line for the War Eagles.
For the War Eagles at the 22.
And Drayton Urbe will bring out the offense. They'll get one play to run here. 4 seconds left in the quarter before we change ends. Sun continuing to sink. The field is now all in shadows. But still, I would say that if you're throwing to the near sideline, you're still going to get some glare in your eyes if you're a receiver. So Pruitt will be the back for Urbe on 1st and 10 with 2 receivers to either side. 4-man front for Stratford. Urbe. Oh, almost intercepted. There was confusion there. Jonathan Joseph's the guy who broke it up. He was intended for Scott. Scott was running a stop and go, and Urbe thought he was going to run a stop.
Yep.
And that was almost a pick six. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter here at Tully Stadium in Houston. Our score, Oak Ridge 7, Stratford 7. Back with the second quarter action after this message on the Legacy Sports Network.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric, show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
12 minutes in the books here at Stratford at Tully Stadium here in Spring Branch, where Stratford and your Oak Ridge War Eagles are deadlocked at 7-7. You know, as we watch Jonathan Joseph, we've seen him make some plays on defense, Ken. He did some offensive work. It's amazing that he hasn't gotten more attention given his bloodline, with his father being the sensational all-pro defensive back that he was. You know, he's got offers from teams like Boston College and UCF and UNLV, but none of the big schools yet. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, it may be his size, you know. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, he's 5'10", 170.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's probably the size more than anything at this point. But look, we see a lot of kids come from, you know, you don't have to go to Texas or Georgia or Alabama. You know, as long as you can get that full ride, and if you get a little NIL money on top of that, great. But as long as you can get that college experience, that's what these kids are looking for.
Family owned and operated, Top Dog Fireworks has 14 locations in the greater Houston area. Go to topdogfireworks.com to find a location that's near you. Top Dog Fireworks supports the community and wishes the local high school athletes the very best of luck here in 2025. Make memories and strive for your goals. Top Dog Fireworks, where you can say it with a boom. The presentation's going on down on the field.
We want to recognize a very important warrior
Thursday night, not as much high school football action on Thursday as we get on Friday nights.
Of course, the NFL kicks off tonight.
What's that? What's the NFL?
Yeah.
Not for long? Oh,
not
yeah, not
for long.
Yeah. Okay, so if you don't catch them tonight, you may never, you know, they may disappear.
Yep.
The famous Jerry Glanville line.
Oh, yeah. But the War Eagles, once we get back to play here, kind of in elongated break here between the first and second quarter, War Eagles down 13-7. After that 38-yard touchdown catch by the aforementioned Jonathan Joseph. And definitely want this offense to stay on track and not let this game get away from them the way it did last week.
What else we got going on here? We got North Forest with a 7-0 lead over Aldine early on. And remember,
oh yeah, that's the alma mater right there.
Who? What?
North Forest.
North Forest?
Combination of Forest Brook and Smiley way back in the day. Yeah, that's the alma mater. There we go, guys.
Cy Lake
the Fighting Bulldogs.
Spring by a score of 6-0 early in the going. Cy Woods on top of Clear Lake, 21-zip. They're in the second quarter already in that ball game. Nothing else has got scores on the board so far because it's just now, it's 7:05, so most of these games are just starting. But we just got underway. A couple of ball games like us starting at 6:30. Barbers Hill leads Manville by a score of 7-0. That's in the first. And that'll take care of our activity locally going on right now. In the NFL, who's playing in that game?
Dallas and Philly.
Oh,
the world champions.
Oh yeah, against the nobodies.
Yeah. The Micah Parsons-less Dallas Cowboys.
That'll be an interesting ball game to keep an eye on.
So that'll kick off in about 15 minutes. And
there's no college football tonight. They listed to the NFL. Yeah, I just went to my college football scoreboard. Games tomorrow, but not tonight.
Wow, that's a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I thought there'd be at least one, but tomorrow night you got Louisville and James Madison, Maryland, Northern Illinois, Northwestern, Western Illinois, and Boise State and Eastern Washington.
Major League Baseball, a big one at Daikin Park tonight. Yankees and Astros in a rubber game of their series. Yankees up 1-0, second inning.
Thank you, everyone, for recognizing.
So a very lengthy break here between quarters. Holy cow. We could have gone out for dinner.
Another halftime show.
Yeah. We could have gone out for dinner and come back and not missed a lick. Now I think we're getting ready. They're finally getting all the people off the field. They had some sort of presentation across the way.
So 13-7, Stratford on top. This will be the third offensive possession for Oak Ridge.
Had a touchdown on the first drive, got stopped on downs at the 38-yard line in Oak Ridge territory, and Stratford converted that into their second touchdown. So the War Eagles need to go back like they did on the first drive. Put some points on the board here and have a chance to get the lead with a touchdown and a conversion. War Eagles blocking the PAT on the second Stratford touchdown. So here we go. Finally going to get underway. We still got some cheerleaders to get off the field, and they're in no hurry.
They are in no hurry. They are taking their sweet time.
The players are on the field ready to go, and the cheerleaders are, oh, well, okay, yeah.
In the second quarter, will be second down and 10.
Yeah, the referee is he's going to wait until everybody is off the field, and that's what he should do, because, darned if you wait, certainly the play will go in that direction.
Yep. Strip, fumble, anything.
You never know. Okay, everybody's off the field now. We're ready to start period number 2. Got the pistol formation now. Urbe fakes to Pruitt, rolls to his right, looking to throw to his right. Has Scott across the 40, 45, and taken out of bounds near midfield. Ridden out of bounds there by Luke Thomas. They're going to spot him where? At the 49-yard line in Oak Ridge territory. A pickup of 27 yards.
And Drayton Urbe took a shot when he delivered that football. Dylan Ward, the senior linebacker for Stratford, laid a lick right in his thigh. Urbe was a little slow to get up, but he's back behind center now at the 49.
Two receivers in an I formation on either side for Urbe on 1st and 10 from his own 49. He wants to throw from the pocket, going to step it up and run. Across midfield, breaks to his right, broke another tackle at the 45, to the 40, lowered his shoulder into a defender, into Thomas, knocked him over as Urbe goes to the 39-yard line, and he picks up a dozen in a 1st and 10.
That's what I'm talking about. Drayton Urbe broke not one, not two, but 3 tackles as he put his left shoulder into 3 different defenders to pick up that first down. Running hard, Mr. Urbe.
Well, he's going to take a breather after that run, and we're going to see Nico Chavez run the offense for the first time. Pruitt will be at his right shoulder. Again, the double I formation for the receivers. Chavez throwing in the flat. Ball complete to Unterfinger across the 35, dragging defenders forward to the 31-yard line before he goes down. Logan Unterfinger with a strong run after the catch, finally taken down by Turner and Rayvon Harris.
Gain of 8 on the play, makes it a second
But
down
how about
and 2.
Unterfinger?
Well, that was a nice call there. A nice, easy throw to Underfinger and let him do the damage, almost like a long handoff, if you will.
Chavez stays as the quarterback. He's going to have an empty backfield on this 2nd down and 2 from the Stratford 31-yard line. 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Chavez gets the snap. He's going to run it. Has some room to the 30, 25. Ran over a man there at the 25 and dives to the 22, maybe the 21-yard line. How about Nico Chavez?
And these quarterbacks are playing some big boy football out here tonight. Running like running backs out here.
I tell you what, 10 yards for Chavez, the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. We've got 10-15 and counting here in the first half. War Eagles trailing 13-6, but on the verge of getting inside the red zone. Scott will come to the near side. 2 receivers to the far side. Pistol formation. Now they bring Scare and Scott in tight. Brayboy comes in motion this way as well. Going to be a running play right for Pruitt, but there was penetration. He's going to be thrown for a loss back at the 25-yard line. All that movement, Callan Kirk says, I know he's coming right at me, so I'm going to get the guy.
Yeah, you got Luke Tamaz, number 6, Kalen Kirk, 99, and they met in the backfield, dropped him for a loss.
They'll spot him at the 24, so a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 13 War Eagles now. A little further away from the red zone. Looking for the tying score. Got a receiver to either side. Urbe back in the ball game now with Pruitt to his right. Urbe gets the snap. Fakes to Pruitt. Throwing on the slant. Overthrew. James Scott led him too much. And a late penalty marker is coming in. And they're going to get Jonathan Joseph for pass interference or holding. One or the other.
I was wondering what was taking the flag so long to come out. It was a deep slant pattern by Scott. He got inside of Jonathan Joseph, and he had hands all in his back, and the official finally threw the penalty marker.
Where are they going to mark it? That's the important part. Half the distance? No, they're going to walk it 15 yards to the last line of scrimmage, so it goes to the 9-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Oak Ridge. Looking for the tying or maybe go-ahead score if you can get the PAT. Now the officials are conveying, is it the full 15 yards or should have been a half the distance walk-off? We're going to take it to the 10-yard line or a spot foul, but it's going to be at the 10. Still going to be 1st and goal. Well, nope. Now we're having another conversation. Todd Rankin trying to get his 2 cents in from the far side. Officials still conversing. Oh, we're going to just move it to the other hash mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move it to the far hash on the...
Now, see, you guys were supposed to get all these kinks out in week 1. You're not supposed to carry it to week 2. So keep it at the 10-yard line. Far hash mark. 1st and goal, Oak Ridge. Trailing 13-7. 9:07 to play here, first half. Urbe with Pruitt to his right. 4-man front. Urbe takes it. Going to try and follow blockers. 5 to the 3 to the 2. Driving forward. I'm not seeing an indication yet.
Well, we got a fight over here on the near sideline between Scott and Joseph.
And they did stay touchdown for Urbe.
Now we got to check the penalty marker between James Scott and Jonathan Joseph as they got into it over here on the near side, about 40 yards away from the play.
It'll be after the whistle, so it's a dead ball foul. Now it's one or canceling. Both guys for unsportsmanlike. See if we get the call here. So it's after the play. It's just a mark against those guys. If they should get another unsportsmanlike, it would be an ejection for the ball game. So the War Eagles have tied it at 13. And now Radis Beetle has a chance to put them on top. Chavez will be the holder. We wait for the snap. Good snap, good hold, ball up on the way, and the kick is good. And the Oak Ridge War Eagles go back in front by a score of 14-13. Exactly 9 minutes to play here in the second quarter at Tully Stadium in Spring Branch, Texas. It's Oak Ridge 14, Stratford 13. You're listening to the Legacy Sports Network.
It took a lot of sacrifice to be able to own my own home. And I'm going to keep working hard to maintain it. Like, fixing a roof and updating the AC. Because my dream is to someday pass this house down to my kids.
At Stellar Bank, we're all about making your dreams a reality. Whether you need a home improvement, a mortgage, or home equity loan, Stellar Bank's lending experts will help find the solution that's right for you. Visit stellar.bank/home to learn more. Stellar Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 451312.
Back here at Tully Stadium, 14-13. Oak Ridge on top. Going 6 plays, 78 yards, helped by a defensive pass interference. Took 3:11 off the clock and put them on top, 14-13. Good job by the right side of the offensive line. Richard Oguntimon and Tolu Okadara doing a great job to get enough room for Drayton Urbe to just power his way into the end zone. They got him halfway free before he got hit, and then he took the last 5 yards with a lot of power in those legs.
Yeah, good job with the offensive play calling as well. Both teams utilizing the legs of the quarterbacks here in this first half.
Short kick for the War Eagles, bounding to the 20-yard line, bobbled. Pick up at the 22-yard line by one of the up men. Trying to come near side, is going to go down at the 25. And
Harris on the return.
That was Harris, a defensive back, one of the starting cornerback for them.
Ari Johnson on the tackle.
Rayvon Harris.
4 yards on the return.
And he'll get it to the 25, and that is where the Spartans will scrimmage now. Trailing by 1, 14-13. Well, they had a methodical drive the first time they had the football. A lightning quick one-play drive the second time. See what they do here. Guzman with 2 receivers to either side. Play fake, gonna roll to his left, has a little green grass to the 25, eludes one man, be brought down at the 29-yard line. Coming up to make the stop is Corbin Cantrell after a 4-yard pickup.
Corbin Cantrell on the stop.
Guzman accounted for last week,
Gain of 4 on the play.
186 yards, 119 passing, 67 on the ground. So a lot of their offense in last week's loss. Wants to throw near sideline, broken up. He was looking for T.J. Robinson.
T.J. Robinson falls incomplete.
And coming up to make the breakup is Ari Jackson.
Yeah.
No gain on the
Great
play.
job
Third and
by the
6.
sophomore defensive back. Breaking quickly on that out route to knock it away. It was good inside pressure up front as the War Eagles ran an inside stunt that time as James Scare came through with the pressure.
So now you've got an I formation to either side with the receivers. Shotgun on 3rd down and 6. Blitz on, throwing underneath. Caught at the 30-yard line and going to be stopped shy of the first down at the 34-yard line. Catch was made by Jake Weinert.
Chase Leonard on the
Chase
stop.
Leonard made the stop at the 34-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 1. And I think the punt team is going to come out for Todd Rankin.
Well, that was a great job by Chase Leonard. That looked like it had the opportunity for a big play, but he saw the screen developing, broke off his pass rush, came back to the receiver, and was able to drag him down a yard shy of the first.
Lumpkin in punting formation. Jaden Barnes will be back at the 30-yard line. Good snap. Wobbling kick going to the far sideline. Hits across the 40. Bounces across midfield into Oak Ridge territory. Will be down at the 47-yard line. And that is only a 19-yard punt for Andrew Lumpkin. And the War Eagles have great field position with a 1-point lead, 14-13, with 7:21 to go here in the first half.
Good opportunity for Oak Ridge with excellent field position, a 1-point lead. See if they can try to get some more points here.
The War Eagle defense doing a good job after scoring the touchdown, forcing a punt on a 3-and-out. Now let's see if the offense can keep the momentum going. 78-yard drive the last time they had the ball. Won't have to go that far this time. Just 53 yards away as they start at their own 47. Scott will go to the top of the formation along with Jeremiah Matthews. 2 down here at the bottom of the formation. Drayton Irbe, the quarterback, gets the snap. Rolling to his right, throwing near sideline. Ball caught by Unterfinger across midfield. Driving defenders inside the 40 to the 38, maybe the 37-yard line. Logan Untermeyer doing a great job with the run after the catch.
Great job by Unterfinger. Great job by all of these guys with the football in their hands, being the aggressor, lowering their shoulders to run over and run through defenders. They're playing a very physical brand of football here tonight, the War Eagles.
16-yard pickup by Logan Unterfinger. 1st and 10, Oak Ridge now in Stratford territory at the 37. Irbe, the quarterback, maybe changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Gets a snap. We'll give it to Ethan Pruitt, and he'll get forward for a yard, maybe 2, and that's all. We get whistles here. Got a flag on the far side. Defensive offside is the initial indication. So the War Eagles will definitely take those 5 yards and a free down.
Defense number 88. 5-yard penalty. Down.
The outside end, Matthew Bednar, the guilty party.
Result of the penalty will make it a 1st and 5
That's
yards.
the 3rd penalty against Stratford.
For the War Eagles.
The other 2 came against Jonathan Joseph.
The Spartan 32.
One on a face mask, once on a pass interference. Now the War Eagles get a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard offside penalty.
3 receivers to the top of the formation. Matthews on the near side, and they're not lined up right. And so Tyler Blackledge is going to have to take a timeout here. It comes with 6:20 to play here in the first half. And Oak Ridge on top of Stratford 14-13. We'll take the timeout with them. You're listening to Oak Ridge War Eagle football on the Legacy Sports Network.
I have always dreamed of having one of those kitchens like on the cooking shows with white cabinets and marble countertops and double ovens. So at Thanksgiving, I don't have to play musical chairs with everyone's casserole dishes.
At Stellar Bank, we're all about making your dreams a reality. Whether you need a home improvement, a mortgage, or home equity loan, Stellar Bank's lending experts will help find the solution that's right for you. Visit stellar.bank/home to learn more. Stellar Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 451312.
Back here at Tully Stadium, 14-13 our score. Oak Ridge with the ball in Stratford territory at the 32. 1st and 5. Our thanks go out to 5 Point Credit Union and Gullo Car Dealership for helping to sponsor War Eagle football here in 2025. Irbe calls him set with 3 receiver to the bottom of the formation now. Pruitt on his left shoulder. Irbe wants to run, rolls left, now starts upfield, gets inside the 30, dives to about the 28-yard line. There's going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
Jax Blundell.
Jax Blundell makes the stop, but 4-yard pickup.
Gain of 4 on the play.
It'll be 2nd down and 1.
For the War Eagles.
Interesting place now for offensive coordinator Brian Kiefner. Ken, what do you do here? Do you take a shot and see if you can get it to James Scott, or do you just run and get a new set of downs?
Well, I think you want to give some options to Irbe here. They've done a lot. Let him use his legs to pick up these running first downs. I think you want to try to go ahead and pick it up if you can.
Irbe's going to run. Gets to the 25-yard line, lowers his shoulder, and drags his defender forward for 2 or 3 more yards to the 22-yard line. Again, it was Blundell who made the initial contact, but Irbe pulls him forward for 3 more yards.
Yeah, just let Irbe do what he does. Get behind those big offensive linemen, get to that second level, lower that shoulder, get a new set of downs, take a few more minutes off this second quarter clock.
6-yard pickup for Irbe. A new set of downs at the 22-yard line now in Spartan territory. 14-13 Oak Ridge on top. 5:10 and counting left here in the first half. Irbe calls him set. We'll give it to Pruitt now over the right guard. Gets inside the 20, dragging defenders to the 17. Well, they'll say the 18-yard line. Last guy up off the pile is Callan Kirk.
Kirk with the tackle.
We've called his name a few times here, but a 4-yard pickup for Pruitt.
Well, what you want to do, keep this Stratford defense on the field. Again, we talked about the temperatures hovering around 100 degrees at kickoff tonight. It may have cooled off to 97 by now.
Feels great here in our broadcast booth.
Oh, yeah, we're nice and 72 up here.
2nd down and 6. Fake to Pruitt. Urbe keeps right up the middle he goes and tripped up as he got over the 15-yard line. They'll dive him forward to the 11. Ball came out after he hit the turf. But the gain is going to be 7 yards to the 11-yard line. That's going to be enough for 1st and 10.
And that was a shoestring tackle. If he could have kept his balance, probably could have got near the end zone, definitely inside the 5. But a good job tripping him up by one of the Stratford defenders before he got inside the 10.
So at the 11-yard line, 1st and 10, Oak Ridge looking to tack on to a 14-13 lead. Urbe wants to throw near sideline, finds Skayer driving toward the end zone, going to be about down at the 1-yard line. Might be enough to move the 6 to make it 1st and goal.
This is complete to James Scour.
Scour makes the catch. Michaud making the tackle along with Tamez. They're going to call it
on the play, makes it a 1st and goal.
a 10-yard gain to the 1-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and goal there.
I would look for Urbe here on probably another quarterback keeper.
Pruitt's the back with him. High snap. Urbe goes over right guard. Hit. Diving forward into the end zone. Touchdown Oak Ridge. Drayton Urbe powers it home from 1 yard.
With the 1-yard touchdown run.
And that extends the Oak Ridge lead to 20-13.
Yeah, starting to see a little theme here from Oak Ridge. Once they get down into these short down and distances, it's all about giving it to Urbe. Let him use that size and strength. He's really bulked up this year.
Now Radis Beetle will try to point after out of the hold of Chavez. Good snap, good hold, kick up on the way, and the kick is good. We got a timeout on the field with a new score. It's Oak Ridge 21, Stratford 13. 3:21 left here in the first half at Tully Stadium. We're back with War Eagle football on the Legacy Sports Network after this.
On call all day, every day. We are Titan Safety Solutions, where your safety is our business. Titan Safety Solutions was founded on knowledge and experience and is backed with the resources to get the job done. We are dedicated to providing our customers with unparalleled service in a highly skilled industry. We look forward to assisting you with rental, sales, and services of confined space equipment, gas detection, fire extinguishers, safety supplies, rescue teams, and safety training. Call Titan Safety Solutions at 713-489-7530 for all your safety needs.
War Eagles' third touchdown drive of the evening. 7 plays, 53 yards. Took exactly 4 minutes. A 1-yard run from Drayton Urbe, his second rushing touchdown of the night. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns already this season.
Yeah, a theme is beginning there. Inside the 5, let number 15 take it in.
And, man, I tell you what, he is showing his power when he runs football.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Joseph.
They're doing a really good job here tonight in this first half.
Bounding kick goes up to one of the up linemen at the 45-yard line. Taken there on the hop by Colton Barber. He goes to the turf at the 45, so Stratford is going to get great field position.
I'm going to put a little red star by that one, Tom.
Yeah.
You got some good momentum.
You know, I understand what he wanted to do with the ball, but he, missed the aim. He hit it right at one of the guys up in the wall.
I don't know if that was – I don't think it was a design onside kick.
No, I don't think so. I think he just wanted to squib it toward the far sideline.
But it turned into an onside kick. Now you give the Spartans great field position.
Running play on first down, trying to bounce outside left is Kendall. Being chased to the sideline and run out of bounds after a gain of a yard. First coming up to force him very, very deep was Ari Jackson. And then Corday Curvan pushed him out of bounds after a gain of only 1. So Kendall held for a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
But the left tackle, Ford Polly, got away with a hold as he just grabbed the jersey of Finn Walker that time. But luckily the War Eagles are still able to hold him to only a short gain.
2nd down and 9 for Stratford for their own 46. Guzman, pump fake, pulls it down, gonna run now. to midfield, breaking to the far sideline. 45 in Oak Ridge territory. 40 lowers his shoulder and gets inside to about the 37-yard line.
Guzman on the keeper.
17-yard pickup for Gavin Guzman and a 1st and 10 for Stratford.
Well, Guzman showing a little bit of patience, more patience than he showed last week against Tomball. Avoided the sack that time as Finn Walker came in on an inside stunt, was able to pump fake, pull the football down, and then use his athletic ability to get down inside the 38-yard line to the 37.
1st and 10 Stratford, now down to 2:05 and counting in the first half. Guzman in trouble again. Throws it. He threw it behind into the backward pass.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a lateral and out of bounds at the 44-yard line and a loss of 7 yards. That's right. He threw the ball, but it was a backwards pass, so that makes it a lateral. And now Todd Rankin's going to have to call a timeout here. Oh, it's a 2-minute timeout. Excuse me.
2-minute timeout.
So we get to the 2-minute timeout here at Tully Stadium. Oak Ridge in much better shape this week than they were last week at this point in the game. They lead Stratford 21-13. Back with the finish of the first half after this on the Legacy Sports Network.
Bonfire Wings is a neighborhood-based, fast casual counter service restaurant. Bonfire Wings specializes in 12 unique flavors of hot wings. Traditional favorites like gumbo and boudin are mainstays. They boast wing sauces with creative names such as Cajun Mojo, Garlic Parmesan, Spicy Creole, Insanely Hot, the award-winning and top seller Honey Barbecue, Hot Lemon Pepper, and Sweet Heat. 2 Houston area locations including in North Shore on Wood Forest Boulevard. Bonfire Wings, genuine Creole, uniquely Cajun.
Dave Campbell's Texas
Hey fans,
football
get connected with the Legacy
valuing
Sports
instant
Network by
oil
checking
change.
out our social media
Proud to
pages.
recognize
On
the fan
Facebook, you can
performance
find
of
us
the game
at
winners
LSN
who are
Sports.
working
On
hard
X,
in the
formerly known
classroom,
as Twitter,
showing their
we are
school
at
spirit.
Legacy Sports Net. And on
Congratulations to
Instagram, we are
Ray
Legacy
from
Sports
Stratford
Network.
High School,
That's the Legacy
Tony
Sports Network, where we're building a legacy one game at a
Oak
time.
Ridge High School.
And thanks to some
Those
more of our
students will be
sponsors to make
awarded
Oak
a
Ridge War Eagle football
$250
possible for you here
scholarship.
in 2025.
Congratulations
Our
again
thanks
to
go out
Ford
to
and Tony.
Terzetto Construction, Hughes Cozad, and Planet Ford. Thank you all very much for your participation in Oak Ridge War Eagle football here in 2025.
Well, we were just talking about how Gavin Guzman had showed some patience on that previous play where he pulled the football down and ran. That was one of those things that Coach Todd Rankin says we got to keep him under control in pressure situations, as he just kind of flinged that football backwards and cost his team about 7 yards.
Yep.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 17 when we get back to action here. 2 minutes to go here before halftime. And as you mentioned, Tom, the War Eagles looking a heck of a lot better than they did last week.
You know, not only are they stopping the opponent for a change, but they're also doing things on offense, which they were unable to do last week. They were able to get into a rhythm, and they found a rhythm here in the first half.
Now just got to finish strong, see if we can keep Sparty out of the end zone here. Jonathan Joseph back in the game on offense, so
yeah, he's
got to keep
flanked
an eye
out
on
to the
him.
top of the formation. Got 3 receivers to the bottom. Kendall, the running back, on 2nd and 17. Guzman wants to throw out of the backfield to Kendall, and he'll be taken out of bounds immediately on the sideline at the 42-yard line. Jaden Kennedy with the stop.
Jaden Kennedy on the tackle.
Great open field tackle by Canada. They wanted to get Kendall one-on-one in the flat. They had Jonathan Joseph as a decoy that time.
Take him straight down the field, yeah.
Yep, on a fly route, and had Kendall one-on-one with Kennedy, and Kennedy won that battle.
Just a 2-yard pickup, movement at the line of scrimmage, and ball picked up by Kendall in the secondary at the 48-yard line. They'll go down at the 47, but the War Eagles may be called for offside on this one. Yep. There were about 3 guys who dumped. Guzman got him to jump on the hard count. So then the result of the play really didn't matter from the Stratford standpoint. First to break was Chase Leonard.
And that was tough because he had him in a 3rd and long situation. And
Take it back up to the 37-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, a little bit more manageable down and distance for the Spartans. But you really wanted them to run that 3rd and 15 play. Now you get them in a potential 4-down territory depending on what happens here.
Ball at the Oak Ridge 37. 21-13. War Eagles with the lead. Stratford with the ball on 3rd and long. Guzman wants to throw. Dumps it over the middle. Caught and then dropped at the 35-yard line.
That was great defense on the back end. They wanted a deep hook to number 18, T.J. Robinson, who was the outside flanker on that play, and he was running a deep end cut to try to get inside the 30, but he was double covered, and then Guzman had to come back to his underneath secondary option, and he dropped the football.
And now it's 4th down and 10. The offense stays on the field for Stratford. They will go with 2 receivers to either side. Kendall the back on the left shoulder of Guzman. And now Todd Rankin calls timeout as the play clock had dwindled down. Maybe we'll think about it again.
Yeah. If I'm Stratford, I'd punt the football here. You don't want to turn it over to Oak Ridge. Give them
now
good
remember,
field position.
Stratford will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah. So I would pooch kick this, try to pin them inside the 10-yard line, and make them think about trying to go 85, 90 yards for a score. I would not want to give the ball to the Oak Ridge offense the way they've moved it here in the first half.
Now, the War Eagles only have 1 timeout remaining.
Yep. Even in that, more so to my point, if you pin them inside the 10,
it'll be hard to
it'll
negotiate
be very
down the field
difficult
unless you can
with
get a
one
big play.
timeout.
Yep.
You have all 3 timeouts remaining if you're Stratford, and so if you can force a 3 and out, you can get the football back with more than a minute to go. So it'll be an interesting call here by Coach Todd Rankin.
War Eagles going to line up with 4 across the line of scrimmage with 2 defensive backs and 5 DBs. Again, 2 receivers will go to either side for Stratford. Guzman calls him set as Ejeckham sneaks up at the line of scrimmage. He'll drop back. Guzman scrambling to his left, looking downfield, in trouble, eludes 1 defender, now throws, incomplete, intercepted. Is it intercepted? I think it is. Intercepted by Jaden Kennedy. Ball went right through the hands of the receiver, and Kennedy picked it up before it hit the turf at the 26-yard line.
Great defensive play by this Oak Ridge defense. Now, hindsight being 2020, you kind of wish the ball had hit the ground. You'd have a little bit better field position, but nevertheless, great play by Kennedy on the tip drill, getting the INT, and now the War Eagles will start 1st and 10 at their own 26, minute 31 to go, and as you mentioned, Tom, 1 timeout.
So how can they operate the 2-minute offense? 3 receivers will go to the top of the formation with Scott here at the bottom. Urbe calls him set, gets the snap, looking to the far side, throwing underneath the formation. This is Matthews. He'll get across the 35, and will he stay inbounds or go out? He went out of bounds to the 38-yard line. Good job, 12-yard pickup, 1st down, stop the clock.
Great job, Jeremiah Matthews. And again, these receivers, quarterback, running back, whoever has the football, they are being the aggressor. They're being more physical than the Stratford defense right now.
2 receivers to either side. 1st and 10 now, Oak Ridge from the 38 in their own territory. Throwing outside, 2 wide for Matthews. He had gotten away, had some daylight. He was being covered by Luke Thomas, but the ball wide by Urbe. That may have been Urbe's worst pass of the evening so far.
They just kind of sailed on him, throwing all the way across the field from the far hash over here all the way to the near sideline. That's about 35 yards in the air. And that's probably one of the most difficult passes for high school or college
for any
quarterback.
Quarterback.
Yep.
Empty backfield now. 2 receivers at the top, 3 near side, throwing this way. Underneath for Scare. Scare hit and brought down at the 43, maybe the 42-yard line. Going to be the 42 for a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 6 after Skyer makes the catch. Joseph on the tackle.
Makes it a 3rd down and 6.
Clock running. We're under a minute to go now. 55 seconds and counting. War Eagles trying to preserve that 1 timeout. Big 3rd down here. Urbe calls him set. Gets the snap. Going to tuck it and run. And up the near sideline, he's reaching out for the first down. Did he get there?
I think he did, Tom.
They're going to mark him at the 48-yard line. That should be enough. He stuck the ball out.
Great job.
The body was
Irby.
5 yards, but with the extended arm, that's 6 yards.
Yep.
And, well, they haven't moved the chains yet.
7 on the play.
Line judge is telling them
yeah, there he goes.
The chain guy was not paying attention.
So from the 48-yard line, once they get everything set, it'll be 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. 40 seconds to play here in the first half. War Eagles leading 21-13, looking to add to the margin here before intermission. Irby in trouble, forced out of the pocket left, hit, and he's going to go down at the 45-yard line. Good defensive work there by Jackson Holes. They'll mark him at the 44, and Oak Ridge going to have to burn that final timeout with 33 seconds to go.
Yeah, he was looking to go deep over here on the near side to Utterfinger, who had one-on-one coverage, but he was well covered downfield, so Irby took the ball and tried to run it, but a great defensive play by Holtz coming up to make the stop from his linebacker position to drop him for a 5-yard sack.
So now the War Eagles face a 2nd down and 14. Out of timeouts here with 33 seconds to play. So you're in the situation now where you either have to get the first down or get out of bounds, one or the other. Because if you complete a pass or a run play that stays in bounds, there's a lot of time that's going to get off of this clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go to SBISD. So welcome.
And I think the first order of business is to be careful with the football. Yeah. You don't want to have a turnover
right.
here.
No, you don't want to do that.
More than anything. If you go into the locker room up 8, you'll take it.
2 receivers to either side. Pruitt on the left shoulder of Irby. 2nd down, 14, Oak Ridge from their own 44. Irby pulls it down, looking on the far sideline. Ball caught on the sideline, racing up the sideline and out of bounds is Unterfinger. They say finally stepped out of bounds at the 41-yard line in Stratford territory, and that's enough for the first down.
Yeah, the Stratford defenders really giving Utterfinger a lot of respect. Playing way off, and he was able to pick up the first down. I didn't think he didn't even think he was going to get it.
15 yards on the completion, so 1st and 10 now from the Stratford 41. Irby in trouble in the pocket, stepping up. Now he's going to look to run. He's going to go down at the 38, maybe the 37-yard line. Tackle made there by Beck Harger. We're down to 10 seconds to go. I think they're going to spike it. Yep, there's the spike. It comes with 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's where you have to know that you don't have any timeouts and you just want to throw the football away on that first down play if you're Irby. So now you're really down to probably 1 play left here.
You might be able to get a completion on the sideline for a field goal try if you can get it close enough.
Yep.
But you're definitely looking for the sidelines now as opposed to the center of the field with no timeouts and only 8 seconds to go. So Underfinger will go to the top of the formation. Scott will be at the near side along with Scare and Brayboy. Pruitt at the right side of Irby in the shotgun. Irby looking downfield. Going to fire it over the middle. Ball caught inside the 10 by Scare. Tackled at the 5 as time runs out. Oh, my goodness.
Pass is complete.
Scare just couldn't break that one last tackle. So the War Eagles give it a go. We have an injured Stratford player in the secondary behind the line of scrimmage. He's at the 44-yard line on his back. Might be Matthew Bednar. I can see an 8 as the first number. And on the depth chart, he's the only 80s player. But we'll wait to see what happens here as the training staff is out taking a look. He's on his back. Has both knees pulled up with his feet on the ground. But cannot tell what the source of the injury might be. If it is Bednar, he's a senior, made 5 tackles with 2 TFLs and a sack in the loss to Tomball last week. Has his helmet up, looking to get up. It is Bednar. But the good news is he's on his feet under his own power, and he will walk to the locker room on his own. So good news there. The War Eagles come close to adding to the lead as Scare gets tackled at the 5-yard line on the final play. So our halftime score is Oak Ridge 21, Stratford 13. Halftime activities on the Oak Ridge War Eagle Network from the Legacy Sports Network comes your way after these messages.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Texas needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
We bring it back to Tully Stadium in Houston, Texas, where your Oak Ridge War Eagles have a 21-13 lead over the Stratford Spartans here at halftime. Tom Franklin, Ken Moore with you, and recapping the first half. A lot of activity for both of these teams. War Eagles took the opening kickoff, got help from a couple of penalties against the Stratford Spartans, and wound up going in the end zone on a 33-yard run from Ethan Pruitt. Point after try was good. A 5-play, 61-yard drive. Just took a minute and 43 seconds off the clock, and Oak Ridge had the early 7-0 lead. But Stratford would have the answer on a methodical down-the-field march. Just 3 passing plays on a 14-play drive that was capped off by a 6-yard run by their running back, Davis Kendall. And the point after was good, and we were tied at 7 apiece with 3:45 left here in the first quarter. Oak Ridge took the kickoff. This time, they were stopped on downs out at the Oak Ridge 22 at the 38-yard line. They had a 4th down from the 40, negative yardage on the 4th down play, and Stratford took advantage very, very quickly as they hooked up with Gavin Guzman to Jonathan Joseph on a 38-yard slant pattern across the middle. Point after was blocked, and it was 13-7. Stratford on top as we ended the first quarter. But Stratford would rebound on their own, going 78 yards in 6 plays. A 10-yard touchdown run from Drayton Urbe. Point after was good, and the War Eagles had themselves a 14-13 lead with 9 minutes to go in the first half. War Eagle defense forced a punt from Stratford, a 3-and-out, and took over the ball with 7:21 to go in the second half and put together another scoring drive. And again, it was Urbe on the score, a 1-yard run this time, capping a 7-play, 53-yard drive. Point after was good, 21-13 our score. The Oak Ridge defense came up with a stop defensively, an interception by Kennedy on a 4th down play at the Oak Ridge 26-yard line. War Eagles tried to get it in the end zone. They only had 1 timeout left and a minute and a half to work with. And the pass completion on the final play from Urbe to Scare. Scare was brought down at the 5-yard line, and that ended the first half with the War Eagles on top by a score of 21-13. But a good offensive half for the War Eagles here, Ken.
Yeah, great offensive half for the War Eagles, able to score on 3 of their 5 possessions. Probably would have scored on that 5th possession if they had one more play.
Yep.
Yeah, got down to the 5-yard line before they ran out of time. But night and day difference for this Oak Ridge team overall from last week to this week. Doing a great job keeping the defense off the field, having nice time-consuming drive. Had a drive of 4 minutes and 43 seconds, another one of 3 minutes and 17 seconds, and then another 4-minute drive. And when you talk about the heat out here this evening, one of the hottest days of the summer, it was 100 degrees at kickoff, that eventually will wear down the other team. And now you get to go into the locker room, hydrate, have something good to talk about with this ball club, get that confidence up, and get ready for another 24 minutes of football.
We are at halftime here at Stratford at Tully Stadium. It's the Stratford Spartans home field, but it's Tully Stadium. We're in Spring Branch, and the War Eagles have the lead by 8. And we've got a special guest coming your way, but first we're going to have a timeout. Oak Ridge 21, Stratford 13 at the half here at Tully Stadium. You're listening to Legacy Sports Network.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
Bring it back into Tully Stadium. Halftime here. Oak Ridge on top of Stratford by a score of 21-13. And we have a very special guest joining us here at the intermission. And a guy who's got mixed feelings in tonight's ball game, Ted Coy. You might remember the name from a while back. Great ball player at the University of Texas back in the late 60s, early 70s. But he should have a two-tone shirt on. He should have one that's red and one that's green, because one of his grandsons is Oak Ridge's James Skayer, who got tackled on that last play at the 5-yard line. But another is his nephew, Wyatt Coy, is on the far side for the Stratford Spartans. Ted, thank you for joining us. And how are you controlling your emotions at this ball?
You bet. It's a good one. It's a good game. It's a good challenge to keep the emotions right. But, yeah, it's a great game game to be watching and viewing.
Now, you played for the Longhorns national championship team in 1969. Those were the Darrell Royal days. And for those who don't have much of a recollection of Coach Royal as part of the legacy he built at the University of Texas, what was it like to play under him?
Coach Royal was a very special man. He had just the aura about him. I played under him for 4 years, never once heard him raise his voice, but yet he commanded attention at all times. It was just his character, just the awe. But he had that ability. Of course, as he would say, a coach has to know the X's and O's, but coaching is more than that. Coach Royal had that, whatever that it factor was, that players wanted to play for him. And the worst thing you can do is look up and he have a disappointed look on his face after you made a play. I'd rather him screamed at me than just to kind of look at me with that Darrell Royal look.
Well, Ted, of course, I came a generation later.
You did?
I came.
You didn't follow? You weren't with him there?
No, not in 69.
Okay.
No, little younger, little younger. I was in the mid-'80s in '85 with Coach Fred Akers.
Yes.
I was a walk-on, and I was there when Eric Metcalf.
Yes.
And I came in the same year. What are your recollections when you think about those teams in the '80s with guys like Eric Metcalf and Brett Stafford? Todd Dodge was the quarterback then. Your recollection of Fred and kind of how he was able to step in after Darrell?
He had a very tough job, because anytime a coach follows a legend, it's a tough assignment.
Right.
I thought Coach Akers did a great job. His recruiting, you're mentioning some very talented players, and that's one thing Coach Akers was able to get kids with just a lot of talent. And, of course, we know in today's game, you have to start with talent. And so Freddie Akers did a good job of recruiting the talent.
Now, your days after Texas, you got drafted by the Oakland Raiders. What happened after you left Austin?
It was a different culture. I was drafted by the Raiders when they were in Oakland, and
right.
Al Davis, John Madden. John Madden was early his coaching career.
Yeah.
And, my teammate, we were rookies together. Gerald Irons was my. He was a 5th-round draft choice. I was 2nd. Gerald went on, had a tremendous career in the NFL, and then, of course, I have a grandson playing for the Gerald Irons Junior High now. So that's really special for me that they named the
junior high
school after
that feeds
Gerald.
into Oak Ridge High School is Gerald Irons Junior High. So now, after your playing days, you also did some of this stuff. You want to step in for Ken here in the third quarter here and be the color commentator. You work for the Georgetown Eagles. What was that like for you to be up in the booth?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was just kind of a new step that they were starting to cover the high school games on the radio. Actually, we started, it was taped and then played back the next morning.
Oh, really? Wow.
And then they brought it into the live coverage. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed sitting and watching and talking and doing, and it's great. Y'all do a great job. I wouldn't want to compare what we did with what y'all do. Y'all are doing a great job.
Well, and Ken will agree with me. We keep doing this, and it doesn't matter what level of games you're calling, whether it's a high school game, a college game, or the NFL game. You do your prep work, and you think you know what you're going to see, but when you sit down and the game starts, it's never what you expect to see, is it?
I'm so glad to hear you say that, because that is so true. That is so. Just when you think you got it right from the kickoff, it does not work right.
Never.
I mean, just like as a player, I mean, you have your game plan, you prep all week, you go through all of these plays, and then something happens early in the game that completely obliterates your game plan, and then you're kind of scrambling.
Exactly. And you guys have to learn the names and the numbers. And that's, as a player, you didn't have to know the players.
You just needed the number, right?
Yeah, just the number.
Oh, I got to follow 42 here.
You got to come up with a name to attach to that number. So
right.
Y'all have more of a challenge than the players do.
Now, talk to me about obviously having your grandson playing on one side, your nephew playing on the other. The level of attention, social media, obviously we didn't have that when we played. We didn't have the type of training that is available to these young men and young ladies in some of the female sports. How different is it when you see the nutrition and the training that your grandson and nephew are getting compared to what you got, 40, 50 years ago?
Yeah, you're making a very, very good point, because in my day, weight training was, in fact, in football, some people frowned on it because they said, well, you're going to get muscle bound and all
tight,
this stuff.
Too tight, not
so
flexible.
What is amazing is that we're getting bigger bodies, we're getting stronger bodies, and we're getting, as a result, better players. So I think the whole game has come up. I think it's so interesting for me when I go to the Texas workouts and I'm standing around the offensive linemen and I'm looking about at their belly button area, and then, out of the shoulder pads are arms bigger than my legs, and then you look into the face of this 18, 19-year-old kid. It's like, wait a minute here. This big mountain is still a kid.
Still a kid.
You're right, but you make a very good
upstairs.
point. It's the nutrition, the training has really brought the athleticism up a whole lot.
How is the game different? What are you seeing back in your days? You guys were wondering what kind of offense under.
We were
Coach
running
Royal.
we started out
Wishbone?
with the old I formation,
right?
And then quick story is Linus Bear was the fullback, Chris Gilbert was the tailback. Chris was two-time All-American. Linus graduates, and then the fullback was either going to be me, I was a sophomore going into my junior year, or Steve Wooster coming off the freshman team.
Oh.
So that's when Coach Ballard came up with the wishbone, and so we ran the wishbone. In fact, it's interesting you ask about that, because just this week, Connor Stroh, huge offensive lineman, asked me what the difference, the game between my day and the current game, and I said, well, in my day, 4 passes was a max in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Run the ball. So it has changed, but then a lot of it hadn't changed. You still block, you still tackle, you still have to play smart, and that part never.
The fundamentals are there, but
exactly.
But now, for those of us who have seen both games for the Oak Ridge War Eagles, last week we saw. When was the last time you saw a T formation in the backfield?
Yeah.
And that's what Klein ran a lot of, is 7 men tight on the offensive line, quarterback and 3 men in the line across behind him, 2 steps, and running T formation, just slamming it down your throat.
Yeah, and that's the difficult of the early games, that
because you don't know what you're going to see.
You don't have the film, the game to prepare for that type of offense. So you're right. This is a different team, and coaches will say the biggest improvement, oftentimes in the season, is between the first and the second games, and I think you're seeing that here with Oak Ridge.
Yeah, and I think really with both ball clubs, because Stratford really struggled last week
in
their ball game against Tomball, and they're playing better football out here tonight. And both of these teams, they play every year, and it's usually a pretty good ball game. Let's go to present-day Texas. Disappointment in Columbus this weekend. Everybody's talking about Arch. Everybody was way up here on 10, and now everybody's kind of, is he ready?
Yeah.
What did you see from your perspective?
Arch is going to be okay. You got to keep in mind, here's a sophomore that has never started a football game, And, of course, with all the –
and he starts on the road.
It's on the road, against a hostile environment, against arguably one of the best teams in the nation. Now, what kind of assignment is that? You're a sophomore, no experience, on the road, hostile deal. So and then you fast forward, and still on offense, I think we'll all agree Texas didn't play what they're capable, and we're still within a touchdown.
Defensively, you played pretty well.
The defense took care of it. So I don't. Again, I go back to the adjustments that you make after the first game. Oftentimes gives you a different product. So I'm excited.
One thing I try to calm or try to temper Texas fans that were kind of buying into the hoopla. It's not even about Arch to me right now. It's about the offensive line.
Yeah,
we lost 4 guys off of our offensive line last year, and that's the unit that really has to gel and come together, and it takes that unit more than any other unit on the field. It takes that unit 4, 5, 6 games to really get into a rhythm and know what they want to do from a run blocking, pass protection. Your thoughts on that?
You're making a very, very good point that we all like to talk about the quarterback, the skill people, but the game really hinges on the offense from an offense standpoint, the offensive line. And, I've talked often with Kyle Flood, does a fabulous job. He's an offensive line coach in Texas. But, a running back has several steps before something happens. Wide receivers have a run to make their move. Offensive linemen, it's that first step. And if you're behind, you're almost beat. So it is such a skilled position, that offensive line, and you made a good point. If you don't have that experience, those first few games are so important.
So what is your take now of the high school game that you see now, watching your grandson and your nephew play, compared to the high school game that you played and covered at Georgetown?
It's kind of like we talked earlier. I think we've got an improved game. I think it hinges on starting with the individual athlete. They're better trained, and I don't mean to say that negatively for the past, but just research, science, has brought the game, the training along so far. So we got nutrition, we got the weights, we got excellent coaching, and I think the skill level is, to finally get around to answering your question, is what I see is it has improved so much. You've got, is it the 7-on-7 in the off season or what? But we've got better passes, better routes being run. We got stronger defenses. We got smarter defenses being played. So I think overall we just have a better product.
When did you start playing organized football? Because now you got some of these kids starting at 6, 7 years old playing organized football, and so by the time they get to high school, they're veterans.
That's right, exactly. No, I started in junior high, and so
back in those days, that's when you really started.
That's
right?
when you really started. Now we played a whole lot more backyard football.
Oh yeah, 2-hand touch in the street or whatever, right?
Yeah, or in the street or whatever. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that we've seen. More organization early. We've got the athletes coming on. You've got a lot more. Like even when I played in college, there was like one game on the weekend. Now you start Thursday. The kids are seeing, the young kids are seeing the game. They're learning just by watching. So I think a lot of things are bringing the game forward.
Ted, thank you. So you got something?
I just got one final question. Your thoughts on kids today just playing one sport? When I'm sure when you played multiple sports. When one season ended, you went to the other sport if you were talented enough to play it. Basketball, baseball, run track. A lot now kids are just concentrating on one sport. Your thoughts on the advantages and disadvantages to that?
I think the biggest advantages, another good point you bring up, is the multiple starts, because you talk about these kids are still developing.
Yeah.
When you use one sport, you're using one set of muscles. I don't care if it's basketball, football, but when you play in all of them, you're using different sets of muscles for the different sports, and I think it helps, brings along the overall development. And then if you get to the high school and want to be one sport, that's different. But I think in the early stages, in fact, I've strongly recommended my grandsons play all of the sports for that reason. Just you develop your body better by playing all the sports.
The one area where I really see the one sport thing take effect is baseball pitchers. we've seen so many Tommy John surgeries from high school kids and going on. Where, as you mentioned, Ted, you and I, we're closer than Ken is. But back in those days, but we play. You did football in the fall, basketball in the winter, baseball in the spring, and you were using it, and you weren't wearing any one set of muscles out.
Right, you're making a good point. You're the pitcher. You're resting those muscles when you're out there playing football or track or
whatever it is.
Basketball.
You're working on your legs, but your arm gets the rest.
Exactly. I think you're making a very good point on that.
Well, Ted, thank you so much for coming by and sharing your insights. It's been great to have you here, and hopefully you're not too torn here in the second half with one guy on either side of the field.
I've enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. Y'all do a great job.
That's Ted Coy joining us here, the grandfather of James Scare and the uncle of Wyatt Coy for Stratford, joining us here at halftime, where our score is Oak Ridge 21 and Stratford 13. More of our halftime activities from Tully Stadium come your way after this.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL. Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic Sports in Texas. Presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to the Legacy Sports Network at lsnsports.com. It is halftime. My name is Anson Massey. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of Week 2 of the Texas high school football season. And let's take a breath. Last week, it was the week we've been waiting for, the end of the longest off season in sports, as football is back. Some great games. And to say that there are storylines across the state would be an understatement. Could we be seeing the passing of the torch? Let's dive in a little bit. A lot of these stories happened up north, but there were some stories down here south in the Houston area. I'll start up north. Let's go to Central Texas. Austin Westlake, state finalists from a year ago. Well, they lost at home. That is a rare thing, especially during non-district, but they lost to Prosper. Prosper is a team we're going to be keeping a close eye on. They've got a pretty big test against Rockwall Heath, who's coming off an upset victory of their own to start week 1. So we're going to keep an eye on them. I like to say in my scoreboard show, put a star next to it. You had Aledo getting a 21-14 win over Denton Guyer. Now, those are two powerhouses that are going at it. But in other note up there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Argyle lost to Frisco Lone Star 44-21 last week. Stephenville, you love the Yellow Jackets. They're always around, especially come playoff time, deep playoff time. They were taking on Midlothian Heritage, a team that's been on the rise, really good program, hosting Stephenville, but it was all Yellow Jackets, 28-7. Now, down here in this area, check it out. Dickinson got the win over Katy on Saturday, 34-21. Passing of the torch? Maybe. South Oak Cliff, who has been to 4 straight state championships, they got rolled by North Shore last year in the opener, but they got their revenge this year. They got a really nice 41-31 win over North Shore. You heard that game on lsnsports.com, the Legacy Sports Network. You can hear North Shore all season long. Now, Richmond Randall, the defending state champions who rolled through everybody last year and had that huge win over South Oak Cliff to win the state championship, well, they didn't get upset. They rolled over Foster 55-0. All of that sets up some intriguing matchups statewide. You've got DeSoto taking on North Crowley. Now, I didn't bring them up. They were the defending state champions, went on a magical run last year, had the big semifinal win over Duncanville, beat Westlake in the state championship. Well, they barely held on last week against Lancaster. That was a 22-18 game, but they're taking on DeSoto. That's an intriguing matchup. Speaking of Lancaster, Aledo draws them this week. South Oak Cliff, they get Duncanville. Duncanville rolled them last year. Can it be back-to-back revenge weeks for Mecca? Rockwall Heath is taking on Prosper. I think I mentioned that. Katy at 0-1 rarely 0-1. They're taking on Atascocita. North Shore folks, you know all about Atascocita. They're in your district. This is a very strong program. So very intriguing matchups, statewide attention, and I will recap those on my scoreboard show. If you want to catch that after the ball game on Friday nights, you can log on to KNES Texas 99. There's a free app for Android and iPhones if you want to catch the scoreboard show. I'll throw in some Houston area scores. We'll talk about the Legacy Sports Network. So feel free to join us there every Friday night all the way until midnight. So make sure you pipe that in. Now, other games on the Legacy Sports Network for tomorrow. There's several to choose from tonight, which you already know. Tomorrow, we've got Grand Oaks taking on Waller. C.E. King taking on Dickinson. C.E. King, they're no slouch. Very good program. Dickinson coming off the big win over Katy. That's going to be cool. Crowley, not North Crowley, but Crowley, the Eagles are taking on North Shore. North Shore will try to bounce back and get their first win of the season. You've also got Crosby taking on Iowa Colony. Sam Rayburn taking on Pasadena. Saturday, Klein will take on Pasadena Dobie, and that is the schedule for the Legacy Sports Network, once again at lsnsports.com right here. If you want to learn a little bit more about football, if you're one of the gals, one of the wives, one of the ladies, one of the moms that may be new to football, you want to learn the basics of the game, the very basics, so you can enjoy it more in person or on TV and maybe even impress the guys and your friends a little bit, you need to pick up First Down, a woman's guide to football by veteran retired sportscaster Andrew Pearl, presented by Smart Fan Sports. You can find the book at firstdownfootballguide.com. An introductory price of just $9.99. That's firstdownfootballguide.com. Learn the basics of football, and you'll be better prepared for game day and make it more than just a tailgate. Firstdownfootballguide.com. When we come back, the second half of your game on the Legacy Sports Network. My name is Anson Massey. Enjoy football. Enjoy Friday night tomorrow night. And football's back, and it's still rocking and rolling.
Forming, rolling, punching, cutting, welding. If you know what I'm talking about, you know it's the Walk-Up Company. The Walk-Up Company has become the leading metal fabricator in the Houston area because we can offer you something few others can match. Extensive fabrication experience, a highly seasoned and skilled workforce, high-tech equipment, and the stability you want in tough economic times. Family owned and operated for years, so you know we'll be here for the long run. And our commitment to quality work and customer satisfaction makes the Walk-Up Company the right choice for you. Visit us at walkupco.com. That's walkupco.com. The Walk-Up Company. Your imagination, our fabrication.
Teams getting ready to come back out on the field here for the second half at Tully Stadium. Oak Ridge 21, Stratford 13. Tom Franklin, Ken Moore with you. Some other scores on this Thursday night from around the greater Houston area. Ken's very happy. North Forest leads Aldine 41-0
Oh,
at halftime.
Yes. Oh, yes. Run over them, baby. Run over them. Go Bulldogs.
Silex with a 21-0 lead over Spring at the break. Also at halftime, Cy Ranch 38-0 over New Caney. New Caney, a team the War Eagles will see a little bit later in this season. Cy Woods leads Clear Lake 42-0. They're in the third quarter now. Spring Westfield leads Fort Bend Hightower in the second quarter 13-2. You don't see that score very often. Ridge Point with a 13-0 lead over Fulshire in the second quarter. Fort Bend Travis leads Katy Jordan by a score of 7-3. Let's see what else do we have here in the greater Houston area. Summer Creek 21, Lamar 7. They're in the second quarter. Katy Taylor trailing Fort Bend Bush 13-10 in the second quarter. At halftime, Klein Oak with a 7-0 lead over Cy Falls. And we got Barbers Hill 33, Manville 14. Pasadena Memorial over Porter by a score of 17-7. They are at halftime. And I think that's the last one from the greater Houston area that we're going to have a score on tonight. Oh, Baytown Sterling leads Galena Park 22-7. They are in the second quarter. And I think that's the last one for the greater Houston area. But here, 21-13, your Oak Ridge War Eagles with the lead over Stratford. So what do you think we're going to see here in the second half, Mr. Moore?
Well, you don't want to have any turnovers. That's the main thing. And you want to avoid your pre-snap penalties. We had 2 of those on the first drive, but we were able to overcome those. Only 3 penalties in the first half for Oak Ridge for 15 yards. 3 penalties for Stratford, but for 35 yards, you had 2 major penalties against Jonathan Joseph in the secondary. So now also there was one altercation between James Scott and Jonathan Joseph. Both of them got a disqualification warning. So if they get into another brouhaha, they could be ejected. So that's something to watch here in the second half as well. But you want to protect the football, continue to run the ball on the ground, continue to punish the Stratford defense, take time off the clock, and try to march away with a victory on the road.
So the War Eagles will kick it to Stratford to get things started. Radis Biddle bounding it on the turf. Will be picked up at the 29-yard line. Going from right to left to the far sideline at the hash mark across the 30. Be stopped at the 33, 34-yard line as wide receiver Cody Hanlon took it at the 29-yard line on the near side by the numbers. Went all the way across the field trying to get some daylight. Couldn't find any and will be brought down at the 33. And that is where Stratford will start the third quarter, trailing by 8 here.
4 possessions for the Spartans in that first half. They scored on their first 2 drives. Third drive ended in a punt, and then the fourth drive ended in an interception.
So Gavin Guzman win the controls. 2 receivers to the bottom of the formation. It's a snap, going to be a running play for Kendall over the left side. Nowhere to go. Early penetration down low for the War Eagles. Salem there along with Finn Walker. They really pushed Kendall back, and he loses a yard back to the 33-yard line as the secondary comes up to cover up after the great penetration.
Yeah, they've really done a nice job on Kendall here tonight, keeping him in check.
And Guzman's been the guy who can account for the offense. Running play for Kendall again. Bounces off a tackle, gets across the 35, but brought down from behind by Chase Leonard. How about the defensive tackle coming in, grabbing him at the waist and just yanking him down?
Yeah, Big Chase is having another heck of a ball game. He had 7 tackles last week in the loss, and then he's having another really good game here this afternoon.
3-yard gain out to the 36-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. They look to the sideline for a play call. Just underway here in the third quarter. 21-13, War Eagles on top. Empty backfield for Stratford on 3rd down. Thrown to the far sideline. Caught there and driven out of bounds immediately was Kendall. Coming up to drive him out of bounds was Jaden Barnes. Well short of the first down. They'll mark him at the 37. That's only a gain of 1. And it'll be 4th down in the punting situation for the Spartans.
Well, great job by that defensive front, getting into the face of Guzman, forcing him to go to his underneath route, not giving him time to go downfield to his receivers that are running the deeper routes. Had to get rid of the football quickly. Great job opening this second half.
Punt situation for the Spartans down the near side will go out of bounds as he kicked it toward the sideline to prevent a return. And where are the officials going to mark him? They're going to mark him at the 23-yard line in Oak Ridge territory. So that's where the War Eagles will scrimmage with 9:57 to go here in the third quarter. First time on offense for Oak Ridge, who finished the first half strong. Put a couple of scores on the board and got just ran out of time at the 5-yard line. They might have had 3 scores in a row. Let's see what Drayton Urbe will do. He's got Elijah Pruitt behind him in the pistol formation. 1 receiver to either side on this first down with 5 minutes the line of scrimmage for Stratford. Run play. And Pruitt's got no place to go. Bounces off 1 tackle. Stays on his feet. Gets across the 35. Still on his feet. And the pile goes to the 38, maybe the 39-yard line. What a tough run by Elijah Pruitt.
Yeah, and he got a lot of help from the big bodies up front. Helped to keep him upright, and then it was just a little rugby scrum from around the 25-yard line, and they were able to push it out to the 29.
You know, he almost lost yardage. He got hit in the backfield on that handoff, bounced off of that, and then as the force goes forward, and it's a pickup of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 from the 29. Urbe rolling to his left, keeping, going to take it up the sideline. Stretch for the first down. Now will they go with the feed or with the stretch? They go with the stretch to the 33-yard line. That's what they needed. Move the sticks. A 1st and 10 coming up for the War Eagles.
Really love the knowledge and the
awareness,
of Urbe on the sideline, knowing where that marker is, sticking the football out to pick up that extra half yard to move the chains.
Got a tight end on the near side with a wide receiver, one out to the far side, 1st and 10. Slanting to the right side over the tackling guard is Pruitt. He'll get out to the 38-yard line, but we have a penalty marker on the play. In at the line of scrimmage, might be a holding call against the War Eagles.
Yeah, just a zone blocking that time. And let's see what the call is.
62 and 54 hung up there.
Yeah, one went low, one went high.
Yeah, and you can't do that inside the block or inside the tackle box. So chop block. And the problem with that is not only is it a penalty, it's a 15-yard penalty. He's going to walk the ball all the way back to the 18-yard line and make it 1st and 25.
So those can be drive killers.
The result of the penalty makes it a 1st and 25 for the War Eagles.
Again, a 5-man front now for Stratford. On 1st and a mile. High snap. Urbe pulls it down. Fake, rolling to his right. Wants to throw. No, going to keep it and run. 25, 30 up the sideline. 35, 40. Stays inbound. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Knocking him out of bounds was Rayvon Harris. But how about the footwork of Drayton Urbe? He'll take the ball all the way out to the 43-yard line. It was 1st and 25, and it's going to be 2nd and 1.
That was a nice 24-yard pickup. He had James Scott going on a deep out route. I thought he was going to throw it to him, but he said, I got a lot of green grass over here on my far sideline. I'm going to just keep it and run.
2nd and 2. It's Pruitt with a handoff trying to go up the middle and not much doing. Swarmed under by the gold and green of Stratford. The linebackers, Jake Splundell and Beck Harger, teaming up to make it a stop of maybe a half a yard. So it's now going to be 3rd down and 1 from just across the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Stratford starting to crowd the line of scrimmage. Have about 7 in the box, maybe 8 now to try to stop this running game.
Yeah, they've been putting 5 on the line of scrimmage the last few plays.
Yep. So they're trying to make some adjustments defensively.
2 receivers go to either side now on this 3rd down and short for Oak Ridge.
Let's see if they keep it with Urbe on a keeper again.
4-man front this time. And Urbe will take it right up the gut. Oh, the ball comes out. But we have penalty markers down. Going to be a false. The War Eagles got lucky. It's going to be a false start penalty. It'll cost them 5 yards, but it's much better that happens than a loose ball.
And Urbe got rocked on that play.
Result of the penalty will make it a 3rd down and 6 for the War Eagles.
So he's trying to shake it off as he looks towards the offensive sideline to get the 3rd down play call, but he's still feeling the remnants of that hit.
That was a shot. Ball back at the 37-yard line now. 3rd down and 6 for the War Eagles. Empty backfield for Urbe. 4-man front for Stratford. Urbe throws over the middle, and James Scott had to go right through his hands. It was a little bit behind him, but James Scott's got to make that catch.
Yep. Looked like he was looking to see where the defender was coming from and really didn't concentrate on the football.
So punting situation for the War Eagles. We will see Riley Smith.
Riley Smith.
Yeah, the 1st and 25. You get 24 of it back on one play.
And can't finish it off.
Can't finish it off, so.
Good snap. Smith with a semi-rugby kick toward the far sideline. Hits inside the 40, comes backwards over the 40-yard line to 41-42. Ford will be down by the War Eagles, so not much of a punt there by Riley Smith. They'll mark it at the 42-yard line in Stratford territory for a 21-yard punt. We've got 7:15 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Still Oak Ridge 21, Stratford 13. My remiss at the start of the 2nd half by failing to mention that our kickoff sponsor is the Oak Ridge Athletic Booster Club. Where would we be without those folks, Ken?
Oh, gotta have them. Gotta have them.
Thanks a lot for joining us, one of our major sponsors along the way. Thank you for joining us here once again in 2025. There was 7:14 left. Throwing down the sideline and incomplete. Guzman
Pass intended
looking
for
for the
Matthews falls incomplete.
Matthews
Jaden
for
Barnes
Stratford. Jaden Matthews, the intended target.
Yeah, great job by Jaden Barnes coming up to break up that play from his safety position. Great break on the football. That's our cornerback position, I should say.
Second down and 10. We got an H-back and a running back on the left side. Keeping it is Guzman, cut off and going down for a loss. Back at the 41-yard line, run down from behind by Finn Walker.
Well, he faked the inside handoff to Kendall, pulled the football and looked up, and big number 88 was right in his grill. Tried to take off and run, but not enough speed to escape Finn Walker, who drags him down from behind.
This guy's going to get a lot of looks next year when he becomes a senior from major college program. Very athletic guy on the defensive line. A loss of 2 back to the 40. It's third down and a dozen now for Stratford. War Eagles put 6 at the line of scrimmage, and here they come. Guzman throwing the screen. Complete at the 40 to midfield in Oak Ridge territory. And good for a first down at the 44-yard line. Ball caught by T.J. Robinson.
T.J. Teague on the tackle.
T.J. Teague with the tackle, so it's the battle of the TJs on that play.
Well, great job by Teague. That was a touchdown-saving tackle because that was a jailbreak screen, and he had a lot of green grass in front of him.
16 yards on the completion running play on 1st and 10, and Kendall dragged down from behind for a gain of 1 to the 43-yard line. Coming up to make the stop for the War Eagles, Blake Boudreau from the linebacker spot.
Gain of 1 on the play.
That was a great job by Boudreau. Backside penetration. Holding to a short gain. And again, this run defense for Oak Ridge a lot better than last week when they gave up 600 yards on the ground.
Under pressure is Guzman. He's going to go down. They're going to call him for grounding. He threw the ball as he was going to the turf.
Now, the ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Was there a receiver in the area? There's got to be a receiver in the area.
That's what the line judge and the referee are discussing right now.
They're going to say close enough to the line of scrimmage, and there was a receiver in the area, so Guzman did a good job to avoid a big loss. He would have been thrown back at the 45-yard line in Stratford territory. So instead, it's third down and 9 from the Oak Ridge 43. Guzman swings it out to Kendall at the 45, 40, 35 down the sideline, 30, 25, still inbounds, 20, 15, and down at about the 12-yard line goes Davis Kendall. But there is a marker down back at the 36-yard line. So hold the phone. Going to be a holding call against Stratford, so wipe out what would have been a better than 30-yard gain on the play to Davis Kendall.
Wow. Huge break for the War Eagles.
So the spot would be from the 36. We'll take it back to the 46. It's on Jake Weinhardt, one of the wide receivers out there trying to spring Davis Kendall free. It winds up being a loss of 3 yards back to the 46. And that'll be third down and 12 coming up here for the Stratford Spartans. We have 5:21 to play in the third. Still 21-13, Oak Ridge on top.
It'll go down as a 10-yard penalty, but it's more like a 30-yard penalty.
Indeed, because they should have been inside the 15-yard line. So now on third and long, again, try the same play. Swing it out to Kendall Davis down the sideline. Runs over defender at the 35. Now the spot of the ball is going to be important. They're going to say down at the 35. He's going to be a yard shy. The very same play. They needed 12. They got 11.
But now at least he puts them in a situation where they can go for it here on fourth down.
Indeed it will be. So now what will Stratford do? Two receivers to the top. Davis in the backfield with Guzman. He's got the handoff right side, has the first down across the 35 and down to about the 32-yard line. Goes Davis Kendall.
He took a big hit once he got to the secondary.
We have an injured War Eagle down. And that is Jaden Kennedy, one of the outstanding seniors. 7 tackles last week in the Klein ball game. He's got his helmet off, jogging to the sideline, so that's a good sign.
Result of the play makes it a 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
3-yard pickup for Davis Kendall on 4th and 1.
32.
So the drive stays alive for Stratford. It started at their 42. It's now at the Oak Ridge 32. It's an 8-point lead for the War Eagles, 21-13, with 4:35 and counting left here in the third quarter. Two receivers at the bottom of the formation for Guzman. Guzman faking the backfield, rolling left under pressure, throwing down the sideline and out of bounds. Closest man to it was T.J. Robinson. With good coverage on the play for the War Eagles by Jaden Barnes. You don't want to challenge Jaden Barnes. There's a lot of guys you can throw the ball to in the Oak Ridge secondary that are unproven. Jaden Barnes ain't one of those guys.
Well, now we're going to have a quarterback change for Stratford as Guzman goes to the sideline. I think he may have been a little shaken up, and looks like number 14, John Briggs is going to come in, the junior.
Briggs threw one pass in the town ball game last week. He will have Davis Kendall in the backfield with him on this 2nd down and 10 from the Oak Ridge 32. Blitz coming for the War Eagles. They're chasing Briggs, and they're going to run him down. Back at the 38-yard line. Duba Majekum on the blitz. Tracks down the quarterback for a loss of 6 rather.
Well, they smelled new blood as Briggs came into the ball game, tried to pull it down and run, and Ejekum just too fast, shot out of a cannon, drops him for a loss, and Briggs is going to exit stage left as Guzman comes back in at quarterback now.
Now you got 3 receivers to the top of the formation. You got Robinson down here at the bottom on this 3rd down now. 3rd and long for Stratford. Guzman with time, throwing deep down the far side, and it is incomplete at the goal line.
Oh, here come the markers.
Pass intended for Jaden Matthews falls incomplete.
Matthews, the intended receiver. But there's a marker back at the 4-yard line, even though the ball was contested at the goal line.
Yeah, I think
going to be pass interference against the War Eagles, and that's going to be an automatic 1st down for Stratford.
Yeah, I think that's going to go against Jaden Barnes.
Pass interference defense, 15-yard penalty. Foul on number 38, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's T.J. Teague, the guilty party. So the 15-yard penalty should take it to the 23-yard line and give Stratford a new set of downs. 3.5 to play here.
Great opportunity that time for the War Eagles on a couple of occasions
to get off the field.
Had Stratford in 3rd down and long situations.
So now it's 1st and 10 from the Oak Ridge 23. Guzman with Davis to his left. Jet sweep. Running left side, crack down after a gain of a yard, maybe 2. Oh my goodness. A.J. West on the jet sweep. And making the tackle was Duba Majekum. Majekum was a non-factor in last week's ball game, but he has suddenly come to play this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And great job recognizing that play, because that's the first time tonight we've seen the jet sweep. And good reaction by that Oak Ridge defense led by Ejekum in the middle.
Held him to a 2-yard gain to the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 8 now for Stratford. They trail by 8 here in the 3rd. Guzman gets the snap. Forced out of the pocket left. He's going to throw on the run. And it is broken up or caught. Broken up. There were three players over there. Walker was the intended receiver, but broken up there on the sideline. And now it's going to be third down.
No gain on the play, makes it a third down
and 8. I like the PA announcer. It's an incomplete pass, but there was no gain on the play. So here we go. Big third down for the War Eagles. Third down and 8. Stratford at the War Eagle 21. Under pressure, Guzman. He's going to go down back near the 30-yard line. The two big dudes, Leonard and Walker, team up for the sack.
Ken Walker.
Guzman had Kendall in the flat. He could have just dumped it down to him and let him go to work. He held on to the football too long and takes a major sack all the way back to the 30-yard line.
9-yard loss.
And it's going to be fourth down. They're going to keep the offense on the field.
They need to get to the 11-yard line, so it's 4th and 19 from the 30. Guzman wants to throw from the pocket, in trouble. Forced out, now he's going to have to run. To the 25, to the 20, to the 15, takes a hit, stays on his feet and out of bounds, but shy of the marker. He goes out finally at about the 13-yard line.
Oh, come on!
And now late markers coming down on the sideline. And if it's against Oak Ridge, it's going to be enough to move the sticks.
I do not like the flag there because it was a bang-bang play on the sideline. Guzman going for the first down marker, got hit on the sideline.
He thought he was going out of bounds, but didn't.
He stayed in bounds.
And
then he got hit again because he was still in bounds.
And that's the discussion with the officials now. Was he inbounds or out of bounds when he got hit?
He was still in bounds.
I think he was, yes. But what we have to say doesn't matter. Now let's get the call here. Tyler Blackshear on the field talking with the officials. I don't think it's going his way.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul. Number 40, White, half the distance to the goal, first down.
If it's a dead ball and they didn't make the first down yardage, how could it be Stratford ball? It's got to be within the confines of the play to keep Stratford with the ball because he didn't have the first down.
He did not have the first down. Well, I think he did have, from where the yard marker is at the 12, he had to get to.
He had to get to the 11.
Okay, I thought he had to get to the 13.
No, he had to get the 11-yard. You might be right. It might be the 23. Yeah, he might have had the first down then. Yes. That's right. It was a 2-yard gain on first down, then the incomplete, then the sack. All right, my mistake. So he did have the first down. So put it at the 6-yard line. Wow, what a big play that is. 1:47 to go.
That is the fourth penalty on this drive by the Oak Ridge defense.
Yeesh. First and goal from the 6 for Stratford. Guzman gets a snap. Wants to throw, in trouble. He's going down at the 10-yard line. Sack made there for Logan Contreras.
Logan Contreras with the tackle for loss. Loss of 5 on the play makes it a second.
Make it a 5-yard loss back to the 11-yard line.
This drive started for Stratford at their own 42-yard line.
And it's been almost 6 minutes off the clock.
This is the 15th play of the drive coming up that has been extended by
penalties. Second and goal from the 11. Guzman wants to throw, has a man in the flat at the 5, and he will walk in to the end zone for a score. Cody Hanlon, senior receiver.
11-yard touchdown reception.
Guides in the end zone untouched. Makes it a 2-point game at 21-13. Or 21-19 rather. Gee, I wonder what Stratford's going to do here. 2-point offense stays on the field. Guzman still looking to the sideline for the play call, checking his wristband. Now we'll call everybody set. 2 receivers to the either side of the formation. Davis Kendall in the backfield with Guzman. Guzman gets the snap, going to try quarterback run. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get there. Down at the 2-yard line. Well short. Great penetration early on for the War Eagles. Who's that guy getting up off the stack? It was 25, Elijah Burton. He was the guy who made the initial penetration and snuffed out that 2-point conversion.
Great job by the defense coming up with the stop. And that 2-point conversion. Keep Oak Ridge with a 2-point lead. 1 minute and 2 seconds to go, but that was a 15-play, 58-yard drive that was extended by several penalties against Oak Ridge. A couple a bit questionable. But you got to dig deep here in the second half.
Took 6 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock. They had it for half of the quarter.
Wow.
So the War Eagles remain on top, now 21-19. Barnes and Scott will be deep for the War Eagles. They've been kicking deep. This time they're going to switch. It'll be Barnes on the near side, Scott on the far side. Scott's been getting most of the action on the returns. So let's see what Andrew Lumpkin will do with this kickoff. Lumpkin with a run-up and sends it on its way. Half squib taken up short by the 25-yard line. And on the run at the 35, at the 40, at the 45. And Unterfinger thrown down at the 47. The ball came out. What are the officials going to say? Was he down or was it recovered? Stratford thinks they have the ball. Unterfinger with a good return until he went to the turf. And it is going to be Stratford football.
Wow.
DJ Stevenson on the fumble recovery.
DJ Stevenson with the recovery. Oak Ridge pleading their case that Unterfinger was down before the ball came out. The officials are trying to huddle.
Spartans will start at the War Eagle 46.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get it overturned.
That is the worst thing that could happen if your defense was just on the field for almost 7 minutes.
Yeah, for 6.5 minutes.
And you got to go right back on the field in this heat. And they have been on the field for pretty much the entire third quarter. The Oak Ridge offense has only run 5 offensive plays in the third quarter. Stratford has run 19. Number 20 coming up.
On 1st and 10 from the 46, throw it out in the flat for Hanlon, and Hanlon will get 5. They'll make it 7 yards to the 39-yard line as he is brought down there in the secondary by Blake Boudreau.
Blake Boudreau on the stop.
Just a little quick little wide receiver one-man screen.
Second down and 3.
Gets 7 yards, ball at the 39 now, second down and 3 as we're under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Running play up the gut for Davis Kendall, and he'll get inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line before he will go down.
Christopher Salem on the
Christopher Salem makes the stop, but not before. Kendall gets it down to the 27-yard line for a gain of 12. And they'll get to run one more play before the period. Give it to Davis Kendall again, inside the 25 to the 22 as he goes straight up the gut. And that'll do it for the third quarter. But a big time-consuming third quarter for the Stratford offense as they cut the deficit from 8 down to 6. Our third quarter score is Oak Ridge 21, Stratford 19. The fourth quarter coming your way next after this timeout on the Legacy Sports Network.
United Community Credit Union is a proud sponsor of Galena Park ISD. We're here to be your single source solution for all your banking needs with services ranging from checking and savings accounts to home equities and auto loans. United Community is the full service financial partner you've been looking for. No matter what stage of life you are in, whether it be rebuilding credit history, investing, or seeking financial wellness, United Community is committed to serving you and the East Houston community. Find out more at unitedccu.com or follow us on social media at UnitedCCU.
We come back to Tully Stadium in Houston where our score is Oak Ridge 21, Stratford 19. But Stratford, after his score, recovers a fumble on the ensuing kickoff, and And they have the ball at the 22-yard line in Oak Ridge territory. As we resume play, it'll be second down.
Result of the play will make it a 2nd and 5.
5. Ball at the 22-yard line.
22.
Let's see if this Oak Ridge defense can dig deep, try to keep him out of the end zone.
3 receivers near side. Davis Kendall comes out of the backfield, catches a swing pass on the run at the 20, at the 15, and tackled inside the 10 at the 8 or 9-yard line. They'll mark him at the 8-yard line. Ejeka makes the tackle and shaken up on the play.
Injury timeout on the field.
It's one of the War Eagles, and I think that might be Finn Walker. And that would be a huge blow to the War Eagles if he's hurt. He's the guy helped up. He's got a leg problem to some degree. He's walking better as he comes to the sideline, so that's good to see.
But what you have to worry about now, particularly on this defense with these guys up front, is the fatigue factor, cramps. He's trying to stretch out that right leg over here on the near sideline. But that's a big loss right now.
Makes it a 1st and goal for the Spartans.
So Logan Contreras will come in to replace him along the front. Ball at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal now for Stratford, looking to go back in front for the first time since the 2nd quarter. Davis Kendall on the right shoulder of Guzman. He's got the handoff, trying to sweep left, running out of room, tackled maybe for a loss. Christopher Salem with the tackle at the 9-yard line.
Christopher Salem on the stop.
Loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 9.
Oak Ridge has really done a nice job on 1st downs here in this ball game. It's been the 3rd downs where they haven't been able to get off the field here in the 2nd half.
3 receivers to the top of the formation now. And going that way is Davis Kendall. Going to be a quarterback draw for Guzman, but the War Eagles were not fooled. They stuff it out and hold them to a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards on the play. And that's Boudreaux on the tackle.
Blake Boudreaux.
They'll spot him at the 8-yard line. So now it'll be 3rd and goal from the 8.
Yeah, they had both of the defensive ends crashing down. The linebackers coming around as well.
Big 3rd down coming up now for Stratford. They trail 21-19 here in the 4th. Guzman gets the snap, keeps it, trying to sweep outside right. Got to the 5 and scores. Boy, looked like there might have been a hold.
Oh, it looked like a definite hold on the outside.
Cody Hanlon had a grab of Jaden Barnes, but no flag as Guzman goes 8 yards into the end zone for the go-ahead score for Stratford, and they now lead 25-21.
It's almost like drawing a foul in basketball. You kind of have to sell it if you're the defender. Throw your hands up, bark at the officials. But he is able to get in, and now Stratford once again is going to try to go for 2.
They lead by 4. They're going to try and stretch this out to a touchdown lead. Guzman gets the snap, looking, in trouble. He's going to go down, back at the 10-yard line. Sack made on the 2-point try by Chase Leonard. So it remains a 25-21 ball game, but Stratford takes their first lead of the 2nd half. We've got 10:28 to go here at Tully Stadium. We'll be back with more Oak Ridge War Eagle football after this on the Legacy Sports Network.
DeRoche Partners LLP, located in Houston and Dallas, offers a complete range of tax assurance and consulting services to a diverse portfolio of clients. Their team is dedicated to the highest ethics of our profession with a commitment to excellence. This is accomplished by putting an emphasis on providing superior professional services specifically tailored to meet the needs of our clients. DeRoche Partners aim to provide valuable insight, effective solutions, and maintain long-lasting business relationships. Their high recruiting standards and culture of excellence is uncommon and unrivaled. They want to wish all the student athletes good luck. Visit DeRoche Partners on the web at dpllp.cpa.
James Scott and Jaden Barnes are
So after the fumble recovery on the kickoff return, Stratford goes 46 yards in 7 plays, took 2:34 off the clock. An 8-yard run by Gavin Guzman gives Stratford the lead at 25-21. The 2-point conversion try failed. And that's where we stand as Lumpkin gets ready to kick it away. Kicking toward the far side. Backpedaling to the 5-yard line. James Scott up the numbers to the 20, to the 25, 30, and out to the 33-yard line. Good return by James Scott. Give the War Eagles pretty good field position as they start now trailing for the first time in quite a while here.
Well, it's the first time that the offense will touch the football in quite a while. Last time they had the ball, it was 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. We now have 10:19 to go in the ball game.
First lead in almost 2 quarters for Stratford. The War Eagles took the lead with 9 to go in the second quarter at 14-13 and have led since then, but now we've got 10-14 to play in the ball game. And they're trailing for the first time since then at 25-21. So what can Drayton Urbe and company put together here? 2 receivers in I formations to either side. Urbe throws it out in the flat for Scott. Hit as he caught the ball and be thrown down for a short gain out to the 35-yard line.
James Scott.
Tackle made there by Rayvon Harris. Scott didn't have a chance. As soon as he caught the ball, Harris was on him.
Now Jonathan Joseph not in the ball game, so not sure if he's injured or what, but
yeah,
he is
not
not
in
in.
the backfield, you're right. So now Scott will go to the far side with Unterfinger.
Yeah, Rayan Harris is now trailing James Scott in the slot.
Pistol formation. Handed off to Pruitt. Got room on the left side across the 40. Got tripped up and will go to the 43, maybe the 44-yard line. It is the 44. That's enough for a 1st and 10 for the War Eagles.
Rayon Harris on the stop.
Plenty of time left in the ball game. No reason to get away from your game plan.
No, none whatsoever.
Had a lot of success on the ground.
Ball at the 44-yard line now in Oak Ridge territory. 1st and 10. Got Scare and Unterfinger to the far side. Scott's here on the near side. Pump fake far side, pump and throw wide open at the 40, at the 30, and tackled near the 20-yard line is Scare. And Ted Coy's a happy man right there, seeing his grandson going to town.
Great offensive play call that time. The little stop and go, and Scare was all by his lonesome. If the ball is not underthrown, he probably scores, but he had to wait on the football from Urbe.
Well, they do the pump fake for the underneath throw to Unterfinger while Scares is going down the field. On 1st and 10, straight ahead is Pruitt to the 15 and maybe the 14-yard line for Elijah Pruitt. 6-yard pickup. So they got 36 on the completion to Scare. Now pick up 6 more on the run by Pruitt to the 14-yard line. 2nd down and 4.
Pruitt getting a lot more work on the ground this week than he did last week.
They came into the 4th quarter, and he showed to the 3 running backs who saw action. He was the guy who got your attention. And he got the start and has been the guy tonight. 2nd down and 4 from the 14 in Stratford territory. War Eagles looking to go back on top. Give it to Pruitt over the right guard and tackle. Spins forward, and I think he's going to have the 1st down at the 10 and maybe just inside the 10. Tough running by Elijah Pruitt.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, I really love the way Pruitt has run the football tonight with authority, running downhill, initiating contact.
Ball marked squarely on the 10-yard line, so it's 1st and goal, War Eagles. 7.5 to play. They trail by 4, trying for the go-ahead score. Urbe is going to run it himself behind Pruitt. He'll dive forward to about the 6-yard line before he'll be brought down.
Urbe cut it outside that time. If he keeps it in between the guards, I think he gets into the end zone. He cut outside and got dragged down shy of the 5-yard line.
Kirk and Holes team up to make the tackle at the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal for the War Eagles there. Urbe gets his team set up, 2 receivers to the bottom of the formation. Unterfinger to the top.
I like to get it to James Scott one-on-one on the outside.
Pruitt is the back, movement at the line of scrimmage. Might be a free play. Urbe throws ball batted at the line of scrimmage, but I think you're going to get an offside call here against Stratford. I don't think they were drawn off. Yep, it is defensive offside. First guy across was Callan Kirk. So it'll be second and goal, but now took it to the 3-yard line.
And he was looking for James Scott over here on the near side, but the play was discombobulated with the offside and then batted down at the line of scrimmage. Stratford playing tight coverage now.
Second down and goal for the War Eagles at the 3. Give it to Pruitt. Got his hole on the right side. Touchdown. Elijah Pruitt in the end zone for the score. And the War Eagles take the lead back at 27-25 with 6:36 to play in the game.
Great job by the right side of that offensive line, led by Terrence Denson, the backup right tackle, just blasting a hole for Pruitt to run through.
So now an important PAT coming up here for Ecton Radis Beetle to make it a 3-point lead. Chavez, the holder. Good snap, good hold. Ball on the way, and the kick is good. We have 6:36 to play in a dandy tonight here at Tully Stadium in Houston. It is your Oak Ridge War Eagles 28 and Stratford 25. Don't go anywhere. We've got an exciting finish coming your way on the Legacy Sports Network.
There are only 2 names to know when buying or selling commercial or residential real estate property. Kim Walt and Danette Watuski in Houston with RE/MAX Results are those 2 names. As part of RE/MAX Results, Kim Walt and Danette Watuski make your transaction smooth. RE/MAX Results. #WantToMove. Congratulates all local high school athletes. Their phone number is 713-777-SOLD.
The Oak Ridge War Eagles answer the touchdown by Stratford with a 7-play, 67-yard drive. Took 3:54 off the clock. Capped off by a 3-yard run by Ethan Pruitt. His second touchdown of the ball game gives the War Eagles the lead back at 28-25. 6:36 to play.
Well, we got one heck of a finish coming up.
See what Radis Beetle will do with this kickoff try. They've been driving squib kicks most of the time. This is a lengthy kick down the far side, taken at the 11-yard line by one of the deep men, up to the 20, coming near side 25, to the 30, eludes a tackle, stays on his feet 35, and down at the 36-yard line. Nice return by Rayon Harris to give Stratford good field position at the 36-yard line.
Well, with Jonathan Joseph not back there to return the kicks, Oak Ridge decided to kick it deep. But Stratford able to get a nice return of 25 yards up to the 35. That's where they'll scrimmage. 6:25 to go. Let's see if the defense can come up big.
2 receivers to either side for Guzman on 1st and 10 from his own 35. Low snap, picks it up, throws it on the outside, complete, and down the sideline to about the 44-yard line goes Jake Weinert, rather. He'll pick up 9 to the 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Now Stratford has gotten into a rhythm here in the second half offensively.
Yeah.
After a 3-and-out, they had a 15-play drive for a score and then a 7-play drive for a score.
On 2nd and 1, running play for Davis Kendall. Bounces outside left, 45 midfield and out of bounds in Oak Ridge territory at the 49-yard line. So pick up a 7 and move the sticks for the Stratford Spartans.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining.
All right, what do we got here? Holding on TJ Robinson on the edge.
Wow.
Big play there. So instead of having a 1st down in Oak Ridge territory, they'll walk it back to the Stratford 37-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. So it was past the line of scrimmage where the holding call and the 10-yard walk-off was. moving at the line of scrimmage. War Eagles may be offside. Free play. Guzman will launch it down the field. Incomplete into a wall of players. 2 defenders, 2 receivers at the 35-yard line.
That really could have been offensive pass interference down here on Cody Hanlon.
So it'll be defensive offside. Take the ball up to the 42-yard line.
I mean, he just ran into the defender and pushed him down in front of the official.
So thanks to some of our sponsors, BJ's Restaurant, Republic Grill, 5 Point Credit Union. Thank you for bringing this exciting Oak Ridge action to our fans all season long here on the Legacy Sports Network. 5:37 to go. Under pressure is Guzman. He pulls the pile forward to the 41-yard line. He had 2 guys who were teamed up on him. He had Contreras and Aboa. It'll be a loss of 1 back to the 41-yard line.
Well, it started with the outside blitz of Blake Boudreau, who forced him to. Oh, no.
Dead ball foul on Nicholas Malden. After the play.
Penalties really killing Oak Ridge here in this second half.
After you said in the first half, they had 3 penalties. They were all 5-yarders. And now in the second half, it's a little bit different. So walk the ball into Oak Ridge territory at the 44.
41 yards in penalties against the Oak Ridge defense here in the second half. Unbelievable.
New set of downs for Stratford, swinging out of the backfield for Davis Kendall across the 45. He'll be dragged down at about the 42-yard line. Tackle made there by Ari Jackson.
War Eagles continue to rotate in defenders.
We go under 5 minutes to play. Ball at the Oak Ridge 41. Second down and 7. Davis Kendall on the left shoulder, going to go in motion to his right. Going to be a quarterback draw up the middle for Guzman. He'll try and push forward inside the 40 to the 37, maybe the 36. Boudreau on the tackle. They'll give him 5 yards there to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, offensive coordinator Blake Boland, he's just playing the 4-down game right now. He doesn't think Oak Ridge can stop him.
And Oak Ridge is going to call a timeout here with 4:13 to go, and probably a good move by Tyler Blackshear because, as you mentioned, this defense has been on the field a long time here in the second half.
Yeah, you got a 3rd down, 4-down territory probably coming up here the rest of the game for Stratford. So you want to try to give these guys a blow. They've been on the field an awful lot in this second half.
Well, don't forget, the best Mexican food in spring is at El Portal on Oakhurst. El Portal with delicious enchiladas, tacos, and mouth-watering fajitas, as well as all of your Tex-Mex favorites. Come by Tuesday through Sunday to El Portal Mexican Grill on Oakhurst. Texan GMC Buick. They have the best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans in the greater Houston area. They also have a state-of-the-art service facility, and now they'll even come to you. Texan GMC Buick offers mobile service and valet pickup, so shop or schedule an appointment at TexanGM.com. That's TexanGM, all one word, .com at Texan GMC Buick, where we hear you. 3rd down and 2, Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge, I'm thinking of the restaurant. Stratford running play for Davis Kendall, and he will get the first down inside the 35 at the 34-yard line.
The War Eagles came with a corner blitz that time. Jackson coming off the edge, but he could not get there to get Kendall in time. And the chains will move. The clock will tick under 4 minutes.
Ball now at the Oak Ridge 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Stratford. Guzman throwing on the slant, incomplete, penalty marker down behind the line of scrimmage. Is this on the offensive line? Robinson was the intended receiver, but it was the head linesman who threw the flag in way late toward the back of the pile. Oh my goodness. Finn Walker personal foul, hands to the face. That'll take the ball down to the 19-yard line. What is that, a million yards now defensively penalized here in the second half?
56.
Wow. Clock stopped, 3:46 to go. 3-point lead for your War Eagles at 28-25.
76 yards of penalties.
Guzman will take the snap, going to try and run. He's running into a wall, pushing it forward, got inside the 20 to the 17 or the 16-yard line. He'll make it the 16-yard line.
But what the Spartans are trying to do is drain as much clock as possible and score with as little time left.
Yeah, that would be the ideal situation.
Yeah.
Second down and 7 from the Oak Ridge 16. Give it to Davis over the right side. Hit in the backfield. Great penetration there by Oboa, slowing him down. He only got a yard out to the 15-yard line. And now it'll be 3rd down and 6.
And again, they've done a lot of quarterback runs with Guzman in this situation. I'd expect him to keep it again.
4-man front for the War Eagles with outside linebackers creeping in. Guzman keeps, going to try and come outside left. 15, 10, 5, and he will score. Gavin Guzman with his second rushing touchdown, and he's accounted for all 4 TDs tonight. 2 passing, 2 running, and he gives Stratford the lead back at 31-28 with 2:44 to play and an important PAT coming up.
Well, they've done it all night on 3rd and critical situations, kept the ball in the hands of the quarterback, and he hurt us again.
Important PAT for Andrew Lumpkin. He puts it up and through the uprights and makes it a 4-point lead for Stratford. We've got 2:44 left. Can the War Eagles mount a drive to come back and steal this victory? Stay tuned to the Legacy Sports Network to find out.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
A 9-play, 65-yard drive for the Stratford Spartans to reclaim the lead. A 15-yard run by quarterback Gavin Guzman. And that took 3:52 off the clock.
James Scott and Jake Barnes.
So now can the Oak Ridge War Eagles, down by 4, 32-28, 2 timeouts remaining, and 2:44 on the clock. Can they mount the winning victory drive?
War Eagles have only had the football for 2 possessions in the second half.
That's crazy. Lumpkin's kickoff goes deep to the far side. James Scott calls for the fair catch. Take no time off the clock, bring the ball out the 25-yard line, conserve. That was a good idea by James right there.
War Eagles will start.
Absolutely.
Because time is precious. I want to remind you that family-owned and operated Top Dog Fireworks with 14 locations in the greater Houston area. Go to topdogfireworks.com to find a location near you. Top Dog Fireworks, supporting the community and wishing local high school athletes the best of luck in 2025. Make memories, strive for your goals at Top Dog Fireworks, where you say it with a boom. Do the War Eagles have a boom left in them?
With 35 plays run for Stratford in the second half.
Wow.
Only 13 for the War Eagles.
Got a triangle formation of 3 receivers to the top of the formation for Urbe. Rolling to his right, looking downfield, throwing on the near side. Scott at the 40-yard line. Stiff arms the man and go out of bounds near the 45. Raven Harris on the coverage. They'll mark him at the 45 for a 20-yard pickup.
Now the one advantage that Oak Ridge has, no Jonathan Joseph in the secondary to contain James Scott. Number 1 should have a red dot on him for the rest of the game.
Again, 3 receivers will go to the top of the formation, not in a triangle this time. You got Scott alone here on the bottom. On 1st and 10, throwing near side once again to Scott across midfield, driven out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Coming from the linebacker spot, Dylan Ward to run him out of bounds. A gain of 8 yards.
Makes it a 2nd down and 2.
He's 2nd down and 2.
Now you're in a situation here where you can go back to your running game with either Pruitt or Urbe to try to pick up this 1st down and keep the chains moving.
4-man front for Stratford. Urbe gets a snap, throwing in the flat. Has his man at the 40. It is Scare, and he'll get inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Nice receiving by James Scare.
Now the tight end Scare has been a major part of this offensive game plan here tonight.
14 yards to the 33-yard line. New set of downs to the War Eagles. Clock rolling as we approach the 2-minute timeout. War Eagles get the snap away in time. Urbe near side for Scott. Scott will go out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Took a shove from behind by Luke Thomas, and he does so right at the 2-minute mark. So we've got the 2-minute timeout. What a finish we've got coming up for you. It's Stratford 34, Oak Ridge 28, but the War Eagles have the ball at the Stratford 25-yard line. Come back for the finish after this on the Legacy Sports Network.
It took a lot of sacrifice to be able to own my own home, and I'm going to keep working hard to maintain it, like, fixing a roof and updating the AC, because my dream is to someday pass this house down to my kids.
At Stellar Bank, we're all about making your dreams a reality. Whether you need a home improvement, a mortgage, or home equity loan, Stellar Bank's lending experts will help find the solution that's right for you. Visit stellar.bank/home to learn more. Stellar Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 451312.
You can get connected with the Legacy Sports Network by checking out our social media pages. On Facebook, you'll find us at LSN Sports. On X, formerly known as Twitter, we are at Legacy Sports Net. And on Instagram, we are Legacy Sports Network. It's Legacy Sports Network where we're building a legacy, one game at a time, including games like this. 32-28, Stratford with the lead. Oak Ridge with the ball, 2nd and 2 at the Stratford 25. Looking for the go-ahead score. Urbe has time in the pocket. To the end zone he goes, and too strong. First, James Scott, he had gotten behind his defender, had a step, but the ball was too long by Urbe.
They tried to go for the home run ball on 1st down.
No,
on 2nd down. So now you got 3rd and short. So you still got 2 downs to work with. That was a good time to take a shot at the end zone.
And to go for Scott. So here you go, big 3rd down play. 3rd down and 2 from the Stratford 25. 3 receivers to the top. Urbe is going to keep it around the left side to the 20. And he'll be spun down at about the 17-yard line. Got clipped down underneath. And I want to say that was Mashad on the stop, but not before Urbe picks up the 1st down.
Now, if you're Stratford, you're kind of in the danger zone where you don't know if you want to take your timeouts now on defense.
Or save them, yeah.
Or save them.
From the 17, 1st and 10, Urbe throwing out in the flat. Scare at the 10, broke a tackle to the 5, diving down to about the 3-yard line. James Scare with a breakout ball game today, Ken.
Absolutely. Having a huge game. And now I think if you're Stratford, you got to take your timeouts.
Clock down to 1:20, still counting. Now the War Eagles will try and take as much time off the clock as they can.
Absolutely. You got 4 downs to get 3 yards. You take all the time you can.
1 receiver to either side. Pruitt in the backfield with Urbe. Scare comes in motion. Urbe going to the left side. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Be brought down there. Great defensive play. Knifing across. Callan Kirk with the tackle. 55 seconds left. Who called the timeout? Timeout Stratford.
Yeah, I think that's a good timeout by Sparty.
Yeah.
55 seconds to go. No gain on that 1st down run by Urbe. Now, decision time. Figure out what is your best play call. So far, it's been Urbe on keepers inside the 5-yard line. Last possession, Pruitt was able to punch it in from 3 yards out. I would probably try to go that route again with Pruitt behind that big offensive line.
55 seconds left. War Eagles with a 2nd down and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line in Stratford territory. They trail by 4, 32-28. If you like what you heard tonight, support our sponsors. Terzetto Construction, Hughes Cozad, and Planet Ford. They're helping make these broadcasts possible all year long. So here we go. Ball at the far hash mark. Urbe will have Pruitt to his left shoulder.
Albo Perez, the left tackle. Coach Blackshaw says that's been my best offensive lineman here early in the season. Let's see if they run behind that left side again. Him and Ram Rucker, the sophomore, on the left side.
You got Unterfinger and Scott in the slot formation far side. Now we've got an officials discussion over something. They're heading toward Todd Rankin in the far sideline. But I think they're just trying to get away from everybody. They have their own conversation. Now they're going to tell Tyler Blackledge what that was all about. In the meantime, we'll tell you about more of our sponsors who help make these broadcasts possible. Gullo Car Dealership, Andy's Cleaners, and Petroleum Materials. We thank them all. We hope you enjoyed it tonight here from Tully Stadium. It's been a dandy. War Eagles scored first. Stratford answered with 13. War Eagles came back with 2 touchdowns, took a 21-13 lead in the intermission. Stratford with a couple of scores to take the lead at 25-21.
By an Oak Ridge player at the end of the play, they decided to take a timeout to keep the player in the game.
All right, well, apparently there was an Oak Ridge injury, and so instead of, I'm not sure who it was who was injured.
No, they said the helmet came off of a player.
Okay.
But they didn't say what player.
What player it was, yeah, but to keep him in the game, they had to burn a timeout.
And Stratford had already taken a timeout.
Yeah.
So War Eagles down to 1 timeout, Spartans down to 2.
2nd down and goal. War Eagles at the 3-yard line. They need to punch it in. Tyler Blackshear's still not sure. He's saying, you know, I've been the head coach of this team for 2 weeks, and these officiating crews have not been very impressive.
There's a lot going on.
So Stratford was not charged with their timeout because the helmet came off the Oak Ridge player, but they still hadn't said which player.
So that's huge because now it still gives Stratford 3 timeouts remaining.
Right.
In case Oak Ridge scores here. All right, here we go.
So you got 2 receivers to the top, 2 tight ends to the bottom. 2nd and goal from the 3. Urbe keeping, trying to go far side. Broken tackle for the end zone touchdown. Drayton Urbe from 3 yards out. Oak Ridge regains the lead, 34-32 with 50 seconds to play.
Absolutely incredible run by Urbe. And that was great penetration by Stratford through the left side of that offensive line. 2 players got into the backfield, but Urbe able to use his size and strength to step through the tackle and then just get into the end zone on that left side.
Big PAT coming up now here for Radis Beetle. Chavez with the hold. Good snap, good put down, ball on the way, and the kick is good. And Oak Ridge reclaims the lead, 35-32, 50 seconds to play here at Tully Stadium. 9 plays, 75 yards for the go-ahead score, 1:54 off the clock. What a drive by the War Eagles.
Absolutely incredible Now can the defense hold for 50 more seconds?
5 touchdowns for the War Eagles, all on the ground. 3 from Drayton Urbe, 2 for Ethan Pruitt. None bigger than that 3-yard run by Urbe right there to regain the lead.
Well,
I guess they didn't get rusty, Ken, being on the sideline, because as you mentioned, this has been Stratford's second half. They've been on the field almost the entire time. But when they needed to show and raise to the front, they did.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they were able to incorporate James Scott, get him involved early in that drive with a couple of plays downfield, got a couple of big passes to Scare as well to get him inside the red zone. And then Urbe able to punch it in from 3 yards out. And the War Eagles less than a minute away from trying to get victory number 1 in 2025.
It's like a pooch kick near side, long through the man's hands, picked up in the back at the 18-yard line, going all the way across the field from near side to far side, trapped and brought down at the 25-yard line. A.J. West made the recovery after it went through the up man, and West is hurt on the tackle.
Preston Davis Cox.
He's going to limp, going to get up and hop to the far side. So that's either a left knee or ankle problem, because it's only the right leg that's touching the ground as he hip-hops away to the sideline. So the ball at the 25-yard line in Stratford territory.
You cannot get beat deep in this type of situation. But Stratford still has all 3 timeouts remaining.
43 seconds, though,
and
is
you
all that's on
have
the
to play
clock.
with discipline if you're Oak Ridge. You have 76 yards in defensive penalties in this half alone.
And you got to keep the ball in front of you. Guzman on the sideline, almost broken up. Boy, I tell you what, that was broken up by Blake Boudreaux coming out. They were looking for Hanlon, and Boudreaux was looking to make a tackle. If he turns his head, he intercepts that ball.
Yep. If he looks for the ball, that's a pick 6, game over. It hit him in the helmet, I believe, or the shoulder pad.
Yep. We're going to get an official's time out here for something.
Man, we've had more delays here in the last 2 minutes than we've had the entire game.
Oh, the first down, or the yardage, the down marker is going out. They can tell you where it is, but they can't show you what down it is. They're electronics, and the electronic went out on the down box. So now it's 2nd down and 10 from the 25. Guzman wants to throw over the middle and almost intercepted at the 47-yard line. Just a little too high for Christopher Salem. Hanlon was the intended receiver.
It was a deep crossing route, tried to hit Hanlon, had him open, overthrew him, and then through the waning arms of Christopher Salem, who nearly had a game-ending INT.
So now it's 3rd down and 10 from the 25. 34 seconds to play. Swing it out of the backfield for Davis Kendall up to the 30, and may have the first down at the 35-yard line. Or are they going to mark him short? They're going to mark him short, so they'll have to burn one of the timeouts. The ball is shy of the 35-yard line by about the length of the football. So a 9-yard pickup on the completion to Davis Kendall. It'll be 4th down and less than 1 to go for the Spartans. Now what do you do if you're Todd Rankin? Do you just get the first down and burn another timeout?
Well, you get a first down, the clock will stop as they move the chains.
Yeah, well, it's 4th down, though. You know, so.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get the first.
The ball just across the 34-yard line. They got to get it right to the 35.
Guzman has been the guy with the quarterback keepers.
Yep.
That has done the damage here in the second half. I would not expect anything different at this point in the game. Get the first down, then get back lined up.
3 receivers will be at the top of the formation. Robinson here at the bottom. Davis Kendall will be in the backfield along with Guzman on this 4th down and short. Game on the line here for Stratford. It'll be Guzman, quarterback keeper. He got to the line of scrimmage on the first down, just across the 35. Just enough yardage.
I think it was Chase Leonard or
Kevin Guzman on the keeper. Gain of 1 makes it a
Clock
first and
rolling
10.
down to 18 seconds. Guzman spikes it with 16 seconds to go.
Spikes the ball to stop the clock.
Stops the clock. But they've got a long way to go and maybe only 2 or 3 plays to get it done, Ken.
Yeah, probably 3 plays maximum, and they need to get into field goal range. Which I'm not sure what the range is. I'd imagine.
I don't think Lumpkin's got a big range.
About 35 yards,
yeah,
maybe.
I think that's about it. Empty backfield now. 3 receivers to the bottom of the formation. And we get a whistle to, yep, Tyler Blackshear calls timeout. That's their final one here with 15 seconds to go. He wants to make sure his defense is ready for these final couple of plays. Well, we want to remind you that Oak Ridge War Eagle football on LSNsports.com is a production of the Legacy Sports Network. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of this game without the express written consent of the Legacy Sports Network is strictly prohibited. Announcers, oh, I didn't know this, are paid by LSN Sports. How about that?
You don't say.
It's right there on the paper. I didn't make it up. Oh, man, what a ball game we've had tonight.
Wow.
Such a difference from last week's season opener, I'll tell you. My goodness.
Glad to be back.
Well, I'm hanging it on you. I hung the loss on you, but I'm hanging this performance on you as well. So here we go. Stratford at their own 35. 2nd down and 10. 15 seconds to play. Guzman throws over the middle, caught by Hanlon, but tackled at the 46-yard line in Oak Ridge territory. And they will use a timeout. That is a 19-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10. Clock is down to 12. How did that only take 3 seconds?
Well, it started at 18.
Oh, it started at 18 because I thought it said 15.
There's a flag down at the Oak Ridge 38. I don't know if it fell out of the official's pocket. No, they're talking at midfield. Now, what is this about?
Is it another defensive penalty? It's looking that way. It's looking like they're going to put more yards on it.
On the defense, by rule, the clock will be reset to the previous time.
An illegal sub. So it goes back to 18 seconds. So are they going to negate the reception?
No, the play counts and they get the time back on the clock.
Okay.
So apparently Oak Ridge had too many men on the field. This is incredible.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean,
just when you think you've seen it all.
Incredible.
So the ball at the Oak Ridge 46. 1st and 10 Stratford, trailing by 3. 18 seconds to play. Guzman gets the snap, wants to throw deep down the far side. It is incomplete. Oh my goodness, in and out of the arms of Jaden Barnes. And the senior is killing himself, Dan, saying, I won this game for us. How did I drop that?
How many lives is Sparty going to get tonight? 11 seconds, 2 plays left.
Yep.
Barring a penalty.
Yes, and the way the second half is going, that's not a guarantee. Ball at the Oak Ridge 46. 2nd down and 10. 3 receivers near side, 2 far side. Empty backfield for Gavin Guzman. He's got the snap, stepping up in the pocket, throwing over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Jaden Matthews. Stops the clock with 7 seconds to play.
You can get 2 plays if you get a quick pass to the sideline.
No gain on the play. Makes it a 3rd down and 10.
Now it's 3rd down and 10.
I think they still have 1 timeout left. The scoreboard is not working.
Yeah. Scoreboard has been goofy all night long. Other than the score, that's about all you can get off it. 7 seconds to go. Ball at the 46 in Oak Ridge territory. 3rd down and 10. They throw it quick to the outside. Try to lateral it back. Misses one tackle. Goes out of bounds. Game is over. Game is over according to the clock. The War Eagles break up the trick play at the end and score the victory. Oak Ridge 35. Stratford 32. What a finish. Now the officials are going to confer to see if there was any time left.
There was not. There was not.
Yep, that's the official ruling from the referee. Game is over.
And that concludes tonight's game.
And the War Eagles win it, 35-32. What a dandy tonight here at Tully Stadium. My goodness. How about those War Eagle offense? Not on the field for almost the entire second half. They need to go down the field and put it in the end zone, Ken.
9-play, 75-yard drive, less than 2 minutes. Clutch by Drayton Irby, James Scott, that offensive line.
Elijah Pruitt doing a great job.
Elijah Pruitt, Scare doing a great job.
Yes, don't forget him.
Obviously, this was a complete team effort. The defense kind of unraveled there in the second half with all those penalties, but they were able to hold on and get victory number 1 of 2025.
All right, we have got the Quick Assist postgame show coming your way next. Our final score once again, Oak Ridge 35, Stratford 32. You're listening to the Legacy Sports Network.
Now for your Wellness Minute with Dr. Steve Hotze.
Not only do your allergies contribute to missed days at work and increased healthcare costs, allergies also contribute to overall poor health and can decrease your quality of life. Allergies cause your cells to release histamine, which causes inflammation. This inflammatory response can affect your sinuses, lungs, skin, nerves, joints, muscles, and other organs. Allergies can begin at any age, even midlife, and if left untreated can lead to sinus infections, skin disorders, asthma, migraines, and insomnia. Medications can only mask symptoms. Experience shows that it's better to prevent the underlying allergic reaction. Imagine how nice it will be to enjoy the outdoors without suffering from allergies.
The Hotze Health and Wellness Center identifies the root cause of symptoms, helping to restore your health. We resolve allergies naturally and conveniently with our new state-of-the-art low-dose immunotherapy treatment. Call a wellness consultant today at 281-990-4793. That's 281-990-4793.
And we welcome you back into Tully Stadium tonight, where your Oak Ridge War Eagles go on the road and post their first victory of 2025, the first victory of the Tyler Blackshear era, 35-32 over the Stratford Spartans. We welcome you to the Quick Assist postgame show. Quick Assist, where we sell your tickets fast and at the very best price. Tom Franklin, Ken Moore with you here to wrap up a dandy ball game tonight. Ken, you don't see a much better than this, do you?
Wow, what a way to start the season for me.
Yeah.
I'm 1-0, baby.
Yes, you are.
No, one heck of a ball game here tonight. Oak Ridge had a heck of a first half, dominated really both sides of the ball, led 21-13 at the break. But after halftime, Stratford came out. After they went 3 and out on their first possession, they could not be stopped. They just ran out of time at the end of the game. But Oak Ridge, you take away the penalties that they had in the second half, and I think they walk away with this one a lot easier than they had to, causing a lot of blood pressure medication to be taken here in the booth.
21-13 was our halftime score. Both teams punted on their first possessions. It was 7:14 left in the third. Stratford took over at their own 42-yard line, and they would march 58 yards in 15 plays and take 6 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock, as it was a touchdown pass from Guzman to Hanlon for the score. They missed the 2-point try, so the War Eagles maintained the lead at 21-19 at that point. But on the kickoff return, it was a good return by Logan Unterfinger, but he got hit, and ball got popped loose, and Stratford recovered at the Oak Ridge 46-yard line. They took advantage to go 7 plays, 46 yards in 2.5 minutes, with Guzman going in from the final 8 yards out to take the lead in the ball game by a score of 25-21. Oak Ridge would be able to answer as they take over early in the fourth quarter and go on a 67-yard drive. Pruitt with his second rushing touchdown of the game from 3 yards out, and the lead went back out to 28-25. But Stratford would not be denied. They'd get the ball with 6.5 to go and help with some penalties against the Oak Ridge defense along the way. They would go 9 plays, 65 yards in 3 minutes, 2 seconds. And another touchdown run by Guzman gave them the lead at 32-28. There was only 2:44 left in the game. But Drayton Irbe said, that's enough for me and my boys, as he led the War Eagles on a 75-yard march in 9 plays. The go-ahead score coming with 50 seconds to play. Put them on top by a score of 35-32. And the defense was able to hold off Stratford's final offensive possession for the victory tonight.
Yeah, just gut check win for a ball club that was really
needed one after last week.
After last week, they needed this confidence booster, especially for a young coach in his second game. And this is how your message gets through and your players start to believe after a performance like tonight. And he said this week, he's like, yeah, we lost 75-20 or whatever it was last week.
You got to forget about it.
But there were 7 or 8 plays in that ball game that could have swayed momentum to make it a much closer contest. So I think you'll see a different War Eagle ball club here the rest of the year.
All right, now it is time for our Mr. Electric Player of the Game. Mr. Electric, we got the power to make things better. Who made things better in tonight's ball game, Mr. Moore?
I think it was the quarterback, Drayton Irbe. 3 touchdowns. So. He led that 75-yard drive at the end of the game, kept his composure, got the ball out to James Scott when needed, recognized that Jonathan Joseph was off the field in the second half, and he did an outstanding job leading this team here tonight.
But even in the first half when they got out to that 21-13 lead, you really saw him take charge of the offense.
Yeah, and just running over people. I think he played with a nasty attitude tonight, played with authority, a controlled rage, I would call it tonight.
Yeah.
And it really
he had a point to prove, and he proved it.
Yep, absolutely.
He certainly did. So that's your Mr. Electric Player of the ball game. Drayton Irbe with a big night, accounting for 3 of the 5 rushing touchdowns for the War Eagles in this 35-32 victory over Stratford. Well, that's going to wrap things up for us tonight and wrap things up for the War Eagles in non-district play. They go 1-1, lose the decline, beating Stratford. And now we start a new season. District play begins next week. Friday night, the War Eagles back on the road as they go up by 59-69 to Cleveland, Texas, to take on the Cleveland Indians on Friday night. It'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff and a 6:45 broadcast here on the Legacy Sports Network. We hope you can join us for that. So that's going to do it tonight from Tully Stadium. So for the crew here, for Andrew Carter, only had one job tonight, which was running the show and driving the bus. And for Ken Moore, back with me on the side, this is Tom Franklin saying so long from Tully Stadium. We'll see you next week when district play begins in Cleveland, Texas.
You've been listening to Greater Houston Area High School Football on the Legacy Sports Network. Copyright 2025.